It's Wednesday night, man. You know what that means. We are live, man. AEW Dynamite tonight, man. Holy cow. What a main event tonight to close out Dynamite. Probably the most entertaining main event in the history of Dynamite. Kenny Omega and Kenta battle Jon Moxley and Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sammy Guevara quits the Inner Circle. Darby Allin gets dragged away in a body bag. And Adam Hangman Page seemingly is now working for Matt Hardy. And we are going to go over all your AEW news and rumors, including Eric Bischoff saying AEW has flatlined. We got a lot to cover tonight, guys. And this is the only post show you need on your Wednesday night. This is your AEW Dynamite post show right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. It is February 10th, 2021. I'm joined by my good friend, Jesse. What is going on, brother?
Not much, man. How you feel today?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing pretty good. And we are... What was that? Did you say something?
So, yeah, it's fantastic, brother.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We are going to go over what I thought was a very good Dynamite show tonight. And believe it or not, I don't know what you thought, Jesse, but tonight I thought this main event was probably the most entertaining main event in the history of AEW Dynamite.
Definitely noteworthy. You can't say that. You can't say that it wasn't, man. There was a lot of moving parts today. I'm frozen. Am I frozen on your screen?
You are frozen.
No. I'm frozen. Why am I frozen, bro?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you're frozen.
I don't know. I'm frozen on my screen as well, man.
Well, listen, I don't know what to do about that. That's a first.
If I refresh my Discord, it won't disconnect us, will it?
Of course it will disconnect you.
Okay. You want me to stay frozen for the whole show, man? What do you want me to do?
I don't know, man. Let me see one thing. Now you just went green. Discord. I don't know what's going on with Discord, man. Hold on 1 second.
Discord, yeah. It's definitely something up with Discord right now.
I don't know what's going on with Discord, man. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what happened with Jesse here. He's got no screen. There's no camera. I may have to disconnect him. And he may have to call me back.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on.
No fucking clue, man.
I don't know what...
I can put all kinds of background here for me now, man. I can be on the Avengers, man. I can do whatever I want.
Well, I still hear you. That's the thing. That's the fucked up thing. I still hear you, but you got no screen.
See, so now you see your OBS there. Look at that shit. What? Why does it do something like this every fucking show, man?
I don't know, man. We might have to just continue on without you. We might have to continue on without you being in the live stream. Just people hear your voice.
Ah, man, that's gee.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to deal with it, man. We are live. We got to keep the show going.
Okay.
Well, listen, man. Now, listen, people. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, man. Jesse's frozen. It's the Britt Baker curse. It is the Thunder Rosa curse. Thunder Rosa apparently put a hex on him, and he made fun of something tonight, and now he's reaping the consequences.
Hey, if you guys can't see me, man, I'm taking my fucking pants off, man.
Well, listen. You don't need to do all that.
I'm getting fucking comfortable.
Well, you do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do, man. Again, guys, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Listen, this is the first, man. I never had Jesse disappear on us with Discord. We usually use Discord, and usually it's nice and smooth, but apparently not tonight, and it wants to give us problems. So it is what it is. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you might be without Jesse for the entirety of this show. If you guys are listening to this after the fact on Spotify or iTunes, either way, you don't give a shit because you hear him and you never see him anyway. So we're going to continue to keep the show going, and we will break down this Dynamite show the best we can. But I want to thank you guys so very much for joining us here on Off the Script. It is February 10th, 2021. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you guys missed any of the content on the channel this week, go and check it out. We got a big week coming up as always. I will be live for Friday's SmackDown, and then we have Off the Script on Saturday, and then we have NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Don't know why they just did not call it St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but I am not NXT creative or just Vengeance. NXT TakeOver Vengeance would have probably been just as good, but I don't know what the creative is in NXT, but we got TakeOver this Sunday, and it should be a decent show heading into WrestleMania. But like I said, if you missed any of the content, links will be down below in the description of this very video. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you guys want to check out tonight's sponsor, Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com, and you're going to use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off your entire purchase. You guys, I want you to feel your best, look your best, smell your best. You're always listening to the best, but you're not seeing the best because Jesse's not with us tonight. He's only here in spirit. So it is what it is tonight. So make sure you guys check out Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com, and use code SCRIPT at checkout. Jesse, I want to go over What,
Wait,
Eric?
try it again. I think it's working now. Can you put me back up?
You want me to put you back up?
Yeah. Did you black out the screen on your end? Because I'm working on Discord on my end.
Let me see. We'll give this one last go and see if Jesse could be seen. There he is. Oh yeah, look at that. Hold on one second. Let me find out it was all you, man. Let me find out it was all you.
I don't know. It was something with Discord, but all I did was unplug and replug my camera.
Let's see. Hold on one second. We'll get you in here. I don't know. I don't see you. I don't see you on my screen.
I see me on my Discord screen.
I don't know why I don't see you.
What do you see on your Discord display?
I see you, but you're not showing up in my OBS.
Now it's your OBS then.
Well, fuck OBS then.
There you go. Take these pants back off now.
Well, you're going to take the pants off?
Well, okay, why wear pants, man? Nobody can see me.
It is what it is. Listen, I told you, everybody, Jesse's with us in spirit, so we gotta keep the show going. Listen, as long as the audio's fine, that's all I give a shit about, man. That's all I give a shit about. As long as you give your expertise opinion on what happens. But I want to
facial expressions, man.
Well, listen, Pete. Listen, you're a heel for a reason, man. A lot of people don't like you. You know.
I know.
Yeah, you've taken on this persona of a fucking heel all of a sudden. I don't know why. I don't know where this came from.
From being honest.
You and your fucking bitching and moaning over here. I may have to dump you. Seriously.
Pretty much, man.
Anyway.
Just from sharing your opinion, people hate that shit, man.
Listen, man. I don't know. Anyway, we got Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff mentioned something to not today, but this week. It was reported today that he said AEW has flatlined, and it's been that way pretty much for the entire year. Now, he's got his 83 Weeks podcast, and he talked about how AEW is doing a good job of marketing themselves outside of their television show. And then TNA, he compared them to TNA back in 2011. TNA had the outlook or perspective that all you had to do was put on a television show and put it on the air and people will come. That's true to a certain degree, but you've got to preach outside the choir in your own church. And he went on to continue to say that if you do that, it will attract a bigger audience, or even in a subtle way, making your product feel more important to the people that do watch you on TV, making that pay-per-view feel like it's must-see. He goes on to continue and say a large part of that is booking, and to a large extent, that was a failure in TNA and WCW, and occasionally in WWE and AEW. There are storylines that are weak, but there are also storylines in WWE and AEW that are really compelling, that make up for it. Look at some of the stuff AEW has done in the last year and a half to promote themselves outside of the people that are watching the show every week. They've spent lots of money. TNA wasn't willing to do that. He goes on to continue and say, if I was working for TNA, I would project that it's the greatest wrestling company in the world because you're not projecting it. Why is anyone else going to believe it? And when we were in ECW, it was small. I never made more than $250 a show, but you would die for that company. And when you come across that way, fans come across that way, suddenly you have this underground revolution going on, and it's going to be real. And it was a revolution. People believed it was the best. No one at TNA believes they are the best company. And if they don't believe it, then why am I going to believe it as a fan? Why am I going to buy their product? TNA is just so Bush League. They can do better than that. And the guys on top there should know better. It really makes me mad because they're wasting money and they don't have to be wasting money. But I'm not burying TNA. I'm just saying you should be ashamed of yourself because you can do better. So he's talking about TNA and comparing it to AEW. And then he mentions this stat about AEW. I think it's going to bite them in the ass. That's what I think. AEW last week did 800,000 viewers. They opened the door with 1.5 million viewers, and they haven't been able to crack 1 million since. That's a lie. They have. And they've only come close on one or two occasions. They've essentially flatlined at 700,000 or 800,000 viewers on average. And that is in the last year and a half. That's an observation that could, unless something turns around in the next 18 months, come back to haunt someone like a Chris Jericho. Quite frankly, AEW is flatlined, and it's been that way essentially for a year. It's easy to talk about a business you're not really in. Chris Jericho has never run a wrestling business, and when he made that statement, he was making it from a position of a talent, not an executive. Don't watch it to try to be an armchair quarterback or a critic or an expert. Just watch it and enjoy it and take it for what it is and look for the bright spots. We all have opinions, and some things we like are better than others. But if you go into it watching anything, or if you go into watching anything with the intent of picking it apart and making fun of it because you want to impress people on the internet, you're going to go into it not being able to appreciate some of the stuff you're going to see. When I do watch wrestling, I really try hard to not look at it from an analytical standpoint. I enjoy it much more, end quote. Now, I know that was a lot to take in, but I think the heart of the matter here is, we are going to be overly analytical of a WWE and an AEW, but we do so out of the care in our hearts because we know what the roster is and what the roster looks like, and we know the potential of everybody on these shows. But as far as him saying AEW has flatlined at 7 or 8, Jesse, I don't think Eric Bischoff, and he didn't really mention anything about that in his statement. I don't think he really understands that we're in the middle of a pandemic. And AEW, who knows? It's really unjust to go in there and say what he said in the middle of a pandemic because we don't really know what AEW was truly capable of if none of this was going on.
Yeah. I don't know where he's going. Hey, I don't really know what we're talking about, Eric Bishop. I mean, and look, in the sense of, why does he think or care that AEW is flatline? What is the context of this?
Hold on, man. Where's your microphone?
Right in front of me.
Why does it sound like you're like 60 miles away?
Oh my God. It's right in front of my face.
Where was it before? Put it back where it was before.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Hold on. Maybe it switched to the camera audio when I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
As Jesse gets this sorted out, guys, I don't really agree with what Eric Bischoff said, and I think it's really unfair of Eric Bischoff to say that about AEW. Now, if you look at the Monday Night Raw side, Monday Night Raw and their ratings, I know a lot of people are going to zing them on, oh, well, if Eric Bischoff is saying that about AEW, and you're saying Eric Bischoff is wrong to criticize AEW in that manner, why aren't you giving WWE the same out as far as it being in the middle of a pandemic? Because AEW has produced good shows, even in the pandemic. WWE has not. For the most part, their shows have been terrible. And no matter if there was a pandemic or not, these WWE shows would have been the same exact shows you would have gotten if there was no pandemic and there was live human beings in those venues. So AEW, who knows what they would have been able to do and what they would have given us. There's a lot that they haven't given us because they just don't want to put on what they had scheduled to go on TV in the middle of a pandemic. They're not really capable of doing that, working out of the same venue every single week. And obviously, Tony Khan wants fans for these big things that he's got coming up. And the fact that there's no fans there, you don't want to blow all these ideas until things get back to normal. So I don't really agree with Eric Bischoff. I think it's really not fair to put AEW into that category or into that boat.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah, it did. When I unplugged the camera and plugged it back in, trying to get it to work, it switched default audio to the camera's audio instead of the mic. That's all.
So I told you, man. It's the fucking hex. But what did you think about what Eric Bischoff had to say?
Why? I don't understand why we're talking about Eric Bischoff.
Well, he was on Dynamite. I thought it was a good starter for the show tonight.
Well, I mean, what is the context of this? Like, what he do a show and just say, yeah, you know what, AEW is not as good as you all think. You know, the vibe is great. The momentum is high and the wave is riding well. Why did he feel the need to come on his platform and shit on it? Like, what is behind this? Like, why?
I have no idea.
It is actually doing well. It is doing better than any other startup American promotion not named WWE, and that's why he's pissing them off, because they've already pretty much outdone WCW in their heyday. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this is coming from or why he feels the need to do this, but it just seems kind of unnecessary. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, who's Eric Bischoff? Forget him. I mean, okay, look, he's been influential in the business and in its history, but I fail to see why he decides to come out now while this company is gaining some momentum and trying to get momentum and doing a good job at it. He feels the need to come out here and just knock them down a peg or two. What is the purpose of this? Is he trying to get a job back with Vince again?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan didn't offer him a contract, and maybe that's why he's going after AEW like this and said something that, you know, really didn't resonate with a lot of people that watch AEW.
It just seems so stupid and petty. I mean, like, unless like it took a shot at him on TV, which did not happen. I mean, why is he just bringing up AEW in a negative light? Like, I don't
listen, if AEW flatline, bro, then NXT's fucking dead. NXT's buried.
I mean, like, what's the point? And like, oh, that seems that a bunch of fans are enjoying this product. Let me go out here and tell them that it really sucks. And like, what? That's some Cornette type shit. What is he doing? That's not him. That's not normally him.
I don't know. But you know, I found that to be quite interesting. I read it today. I wanted to talk about it on the show because I wanted your opinion on it, but it is.
I mean, look, I don't mean to bring it up like why are we talking about him? I mean, like, why is he in the news? Why is this a thing? Like, if we don't talk about it, doesn't mean he's not in the news. It's still out there in the news, so let's talk about it. But why is this gotten any attention? Like why does Eric Bischoff's opinion of what the current state of AEW is right now matter to anyone whatsoever? Like, unless it came up in a casual conversation on his show, like, hey, it looks like AEW is not doing well. What do you think? Or AEW is doing great. What do you think? Like, how does this come up? He just decided to shit on AEW for no reason this morning. What the fuck happened?
I don't know, man. You know, I think it's really ridiculous to say something like that. Yeah, you know, for the reasons that we just mentioned, but. I mean, look at what Tony Khan is doing in the middle of a pandemic, bro. He's actually bringing all these wrestling companies together. Who the fuck would have thought that was going to happen when the pandemic hit? So, you know, Eric Bischoff can say what he wants to say about them flatlining, but, you know, I don't really think he understands the magnitude of what's happening here. It might not be the instance in which it's hurts it's going to hurt WWE. It's not going to nothing's going to kill WWE. Nothing's going to kill Vince McMahon. But, you know, we never were able to live in a world where all of these major promotions, all of the other bigger promotions in the industry outside WWE have come together to join forces. It's not going to be a ratings monster. It's not going to be something that's going to eclipse SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, but I mean, if you don't think this is taking away from WWE's demographic or it's stealing some thunder away from WWE, and, you know, it's definitely hurting them for sure. So, I mean, he's got to give some credit to Tony Khan. The ratings might not be there, but there's a reason for the ratings not being there. But who the fuck knows what's going to happen when we get back to normal, hopefully this year. And this forbidden door is not even fucking kicked open. It's blown open.
The thing is AEW is not failing. They're not struggling. They're not.
No, they're not failing. They're number one or no. They're in the top 5 demos every fucking week.
They're doing fucking great. They're doing great. So with that being said, what reason does he have to come out here and say, well, this, you guys, it's not all as great as you think it is because this, like, I mean, I don't want to say shut the fuck up, but shut the fuck up. What's the point of this shit? They even had him. They had him on the show. Is he pissed because they didn't sign him?
That's what I said. I don't know, man. It sounds like he's like a jaded ex-lover.
I mean, WWE completely buried that guy. I haven't heard him talk this bad about them yet.
Yeah, all I heard him say is excuse after excuse after excuse. Whatever you read in the dirt sheets, fuck Meltzer. Yeah. And then my buddy Bruce Pritchard, he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's all great. It's all great. And
I'm like, who?
It was an agreed thing. I just wanted to leave after 5 days, and I mean, come on, man. Come on.
The fact that they gave Bruce Pritchard a
fucking agenda behind
the fact that they gave Bruce Pritchard a thumbs up. I mean, that's all you fucking need to know about Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, Bruce could have saved Eric's fucking job if he wanted to.
But
does not seem he wanted to. But nonetheless, man, I mean, AEW is not. They're nowhere in the kind of position that Impact, TNA, all the other failed, second American brand startups have been. They're doing better than any has been doing in an extremely long time. So that being said, I don't get where this is coming from him. I don't agree with it. It's unnecessary. I don't want to say he's wrong in everything he's saying, because look, the fact is there's good and bad to everything. There's good news, there's bad news, there's pros, there's cons, there's ups, there's downs. So it's easy just pick out all of the bad parts and then just say, oh, it sucks because, and here are the bad parts. You're leaving out all of the good parts, which are outweighing the bad ones. So what the fuck? I don't get it. It's counterproductive to the wrestling business. This guy came up in TV and everything else, but now he wants to bury the one business that made him as famous as he is today. So I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Apparently, you are back and live with us in person. You are no longer in spirit. Look.
No. Take my fucking...
Fuck OBS, okay? You fucking cocksuckers, man. I have to have a word with you.
Told you, man.
What all these it's all what the big streamers use, man. OBS. So I finagled something. I don't know what the fuck was wrong, but there you go. I knew it wasn't my fucking equipment. It is what it is. Anyway,
wow.
He's back.
That was fucking weird.
He's back. There you go. Now you can watch him in person, make fun of Thunder Rosa and her selling tonight, which I thought was fantastic, by the way.
Thunder Rosa was awesome, man.
All right. Yeah. We'll see. So that's the biggest piece of news coming out of AEW tonight. I also got news on Shaq. We'll talk about that during the Cody Rhodes match tonight. But let's get into the show. Show started off immediately with Joey Janela making his ring entrance, and he's got a TNT title match against Darby Allin. I still don't know why, but he even went on social media and he tried to jelly everybody up on why he got a TNT title match. Whatever the case may be, he was slotted in there for one reason and one reason only, and that was to make Darby Allin look good and get him at least one successful title defense in this reign. So Darby Allin and Joey Janela for the TNT title opened the show. Went about 12 minutes. It wasn't a bad match, Jesse. I watched. I can't take...
It was a good match.
It was fine. It was fine. Janela, listen. I'm not a big Janela guy. I think Janela is sloppy. I think Janela is, everything that you shouldn't want to be as far as a pro wrestler goes. That's just me. I think he needs to work on his physique if he wants to be a legit pro wrestler, but we know he's not. But who the fuck am I to say that? I can only, say so much as a analyst and a podcaster, but I just think he's sloppy. I really do. He has what it takes to be a very good professional wrestler. And he's even surprised me here and there, but he's a one-trick pony. He's a one-trick pony, and everybody knows that. This match was okay for an opener. They did some back-and-forth submissions, and they slowed it down in the beginning instead of going 1,000 miles an hour right as the bell rung. So he was showboating. He was showing off because he had Darby grounded early in this match. And Jim Ross even said it's not time to clown around and parade around with the TNT title on the line. Janela climbed the top rope. He went for the big elbow drop with Darby, knocked him down. Darby then, a minute later, dove through the ropes and rammed Janela into the ringside barricade. Darby scored a 2 count back in the ring. Janela countered a coffin drop and then landed a thrust kick on Darby for a near fall. Janela stared at the TNT title at ringside, wondering if he's ever going to touch the TNT championship. And the answer is no. So he's staring off at the title and then landed a thrust kick on Darby for another near fall. Janela was staring on the TNT title, and he was staring at it. Darby recovered. Darby landed a stunner, scored a 2 count on a jackknife pin attempt. A minute later, he climbed to the top rope, hit his coffin drop for the win. Darby wins in about 12 minutes. Decent match. You could tell that they've worked together before. They were very comfortable with each other back and forth. But as far as Darby goes, was this necessary to get him a win like this over Janela on Dynamite tonight for the TNT title?
Look, I liked the match. I thought it was a really good match. I think your dislike for Janela might have been jading the match a little bit, because the match was awesome. I mean, the match was awesome, but if you don't care about it, you don't care about it. I didn't really care about the match itself because I don't really care about Janela either. But if I'm just going to look at the match for what it was, the match was awesome. I don't know why he got the shot. I don't care what happens to him going forward, but it was just an awesome win for Darby, and it was a good match. I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect anything from it, but I got a good match out of it. That's kind of how I look at it, I guess.
Yeah, this really didn't progress anything at all between the two. It was more Darby getting the spotlight, and then Darby, obviously, in that street fight with Sting against Team Taz at Revolution. So Darby looks strong, and then we'll talk about Darby a little bit later because something dastardly happened to him a little bit later in the show because of Team Taz. They did a pre-taped outdoor promo that aired with Jon Moxley in front of his signature fence. And he said Kenta's been calling him out for months across the ocean, carrying a briefcase, looking like a dork. He said what he thinks happened is Kenta has realized the time for cheap talk is over. He said he and Kenta will stand eye to eye and toe to toe on February 26th for the IWGP United States Championship. He said that's a sanctioned match for the United States title, but tonight is a Falls Count Anywhere match. He wished Kenta and Omega luck and said tonight is just about quote-unquote fun. But we all know Moxley's definition of fun is tables, ladders, barbed wire, and Idaho potatoes, apparently. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Sammy Guevara. Oh, by the way, Jesse, I know you mentioned this in my conversation with you tonight. Going back to the Moxley promo, the fact that he was holding the IWGP United States Championship, I don't want to overlook this because it is in my notes. How important of an aspect is that the IWGP United States Championship is on Dynamite tonight? You know, a lot of people are talking about this forbidden door being open. I think that is obviously ringing more true with the United States title being on TNT tonight.
Well, the title being showed on TV, that's as good as a press conference with Tony Khan saying we now have an active partnership with AEW. When it's one of the most just backstage secret things. You just don't promote another promotion's championship title on your show. I mean, wrestling titles within themselves are basically meaningless, you know, in the sense of because they're all in the kayfabe world. So all you have for the integrity of your title is the value you give it. So if you bring another promotion's title on your TV and start claiming, oh, this person is this champion and how great they are, you kind of shift the balance of power as far as your talent and how come this guy has a title and your guy doesn't. So welcoming another promotion's title on your television gives it even more value. So now Moxley as the U.S. champion, the New Japan U.S. champion, they've elevated that title, and then since also elevated Moxley at the same time. So people like me right now, I'm compelled to find out what the hell's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling television in regards to Jon Moxley and now in Kenta. So it does drive people to look at other promotions. So Tony Khan is basically telling you, hey, go check out New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yep, absolutely agree. I thought that was a nice little touch there by adding the United States title in that promo. And again, you know, he brought it out later on in the night, and we'll go over it when we get there and get to that portion of the show. But you know, it wasn't Omega that came out last. It was Moxley with the IWGP United States title.
Mm-hmm. And that's huge. That's huge. Omega is your brand champion.
Yeah.
You know, so
Sammy Guevara Sammy Guevara had a big night tonight. He barged into the Inner Circle locker room when MJF was addressing Santana, Ortiz, Hager, Wardlow. He asked for a word with MJF. One at a time, they all got up and they all stared at Sammy Guevara. They stared at him like he was the bad guy, which was definitely something that we all knew MJF was going to, I guess, orchestrate here. MJF used Wardlow in this situation, and he's like, no, Wardlow, you go as well. I don't need you here. I got this. Wardlow wanted to stay around because that's what Wardlow does, but MJF was like, no, I got this. You get out of here. Sammy then says, no, the cameraman, not like last week, he can stay. Cameraman can stay. So Sammy told MJF he knows what he's trying to do. He's trying to take over the Inner Circle. MJF said when he first got into the Inner Circle, he thought it was just petty jealousy from him. He said he gets it because he was the apple of Chris Jericho's eye, and suddenly he became Jericho's new favorite. He said now he thinks it's not jealousy, but he hates Jericho because he wants to be the front man instead of Jericho. MJF said he thinks Sammy wants to take over Inner Circle. Sammy grabbed MJF's phone, and he thought he might have been recording him. He might have just been trolling him. I don't know with MJF. Knowing him, he might have been recording Sammy. His phone was on the desk there in the locker room, and, his phone was with a black screen, so the home screen was off. He might have had the recorder going. Who the hell knows? But Sammy grabbed his phone, threw it against the wall, broke his phone, and then punched him in the gut. MJF was writhing in pain, and that's the way the segment went off the air. Now the cynic in me, Jesse, in this, before we get to where we could potentially be seeing this going, as I ask you every single week to see if your opinion is still the same, but as far as him being recorded and Sammy taking the phone and breaking it, thinking that MJF was recording him, the cameraman was in the room, so if he needed documented evidence, that's what the cameraman was there for. So I found that to be a little silly and a little oversight, but that's just, me being a pain in the ass looking at that type of thing. But after all this segment, do you feel any different about the MJF, Sammy Guevara Inner Circle turmoil that's happening on Dynamite?
I think we are in the midst of the biggest swerve in AEW history, AEW's short history.
It's funny you say that because shout out to Jacob Donnelly in the chat. He's a big supporter, big donator of the podcast. He actually feels this is going to be a mega swerve here. And yeah. I don't know if you are insinuating what he is insinuating, but I might as well jump the gun here and say he thinks Sammy and MJF are behind all of this, trolling the Inner Circle, and they're pretty much destroying it from the inside.
Is that not what I said months ago?
I know what you said, clown. Okay?
I stick by it.
Jacob's not on the show.
This is all a part of it. As I saw this segment, I looked at this myself and said, okay, it looks like MJF and Sammy confirmed. They're going to kick Jericho out and take over Inner Circle. It has the writing all over it, man. I mean, this looks like the biggest swerve, and they're gonna pace it out. They gave us a lot today. Before it's been little nuggets. Now they gave us a big step. So if it was just this black and white, just as plain, Sammy quit and walked out, it would have been the main event segment of the night. It would have been this is the crescendo, man. It's about to hit its turn, and we're gonna get Sammy doubling down his heel turn, kicking Jericho out, making Jericho the big baby face. So yeah, I'm sticking everything I said. This is gonna be MJF siding with Sammy, and yeah, they're gonna take over Inner Circle. The reason for not kicking the camera guy out was to help continue the illusion of how there's turmoil between these two. And they didn't want the boys in there so they can continue to act they did. Maybe it wasn't really his phone. Maybe he didn't actually really punch him and they were just faking the whole fucking thing. And that's why they want the camera to catch it. But it's all a big swerve. Sammy is staying. He's going to turn with MJF to kick out Jericho.
Yeah, it just sets itself up for MJF to do something like that. And listen, a lot of people are wondering, where's this going to go? And, we're talking about it every single week. Whatever the most dastardly fucked up thing that could possibly happen is, MJF will do it. Because that's exactly the type of guy he is. MJF's not looking at, he's not coming out of this looking like the good guy. He's not going to come out of this looking like a good guy at all. He's going to look like a fucking prick at the end of this. And like you said, I believe it more now than ever before when we talked about it week after week after week. Jericho, whether he goes away or not, it's not even a point at this juncture. He's going to be a babyface. And I wonder what's going to happen with Santana and Ortiz. I'd personally like to see them take on that LAX moniker again, being that, AEW's working with Impact. But, one could wish, who knows what they're thinking. That would put them back in that babyface realm as well. Who knows what they got coming up. But Jericho, LAX babyface, and then Sammy, Wardlow, and MJF, the heels. Where does Hager align himself with? Jericho, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think they all stay. If one were to leave with Jericho, maybe it'd be Hager. I could see Hager being dumped out because Wardlow doesn't want him there anymore because they have a Wardlow with need a Hager for.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hager might be a byproduct of that, but definitely Jericho's out, and it opens the way for LAX to become the mega heels they should be, because now Inner Circle be double down as big heels, and then LAX can go on to run in the tag division. They can take the titles off of the Bucks. They really could.
Yeah. In fact, by the way, that match is already made for next week. I definitely want to see Santana and Ortiz take the belts off the Young Bucks. That's just me.
Yeah, I can see that because they already have a feud going on with the Good Brothers. They can feud over those titles if they want to.
Yeah.
So I can see it. I mean, I definitely don't see Jericho staying in the circle at this point. I mean, that brings that match, that MJF versus Jericho match, full circle to come on back and do it again. So I don't know, man. I kind of like it. I kind of like where they're going.
So we got Jericho and MJF getting the tag team title match against the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view. How does this pay-per-view match factor into everything that's going on now? Are the Bucks even going to be tag team champions? Maybe, maybe not. I'm assuming they will be. But how does all of this factor into everything? Does MJF reveal his master plan and just fuck Chris Jericho over at the pay-per-view and say pretty much screw the tag team titles? I don't really get where this match is going to factor into all of this, or if it's just going to be something that is going to facilitate MJF's master plan here.
The cool part is we have so many moving parts when it comes to those titles, because you get the Young Bucks dealing with the Good Brothers, who are dealing with the get in juice guys. What the fuck?
Private Party.
There you go. They're dealing with them. They're dealing with the Bucks. They're dealing with all that shit. So there could be a run-in. There could be an issue with a different feud. There could be an issue with the Inner Circle feud. There's all kinds of different things that can factor into how the Bucks lose those titles, and it would all make sense. So who really knows? Who really knows? I mean, but there's not one sensible way, because they have it like intertwined with so many different things. It's not just one sensible way to execute this whole thing. There's so many different good ideas I can come up with right away to do this turn. But as long as it ends up with Jericho as a super babyface and Sammy, you get Sammy and Jericho to feud, MJF to feud. I mean, you get Sammy and MJF versus Hager and Jericho. You got a lot of different stuff you can do with a breakup like this. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, man.
Sammy MJF versus LAX.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get the titles on those guys, and then they can feud for those titles while the Bucks deal with the Good Brothers and the Impact titles and everything else. There's a lot of moving parts, and then don't forget we just brought in New Japan.
I'm already thinking like fucking 6 steps ahead when it comes to Sammy. I think Sammy is awesome, and if he is really constructing this plan with MJF and he's going to betray Chris Jericho. Jericho brought him in. Sammy was a heel. He was a cocky prick. He goes from one of the greatest heels in the history of the business to probably one of the biggest heels and best heels in the business right now at the age of 24, nonetheless, MJF. So he's going from Jericho to MJF. I'm already thinking 6 steps ahead, like I said. this could potentially make Sammy, when the time comes, because I don't think he's going to be a heel his entire career, when the time comes to break this guy out as the biggest babyface on the fucking roster. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they could. I just hope they don't jump to that too soon.
No,
because they have so much heel work to do with Sammy right now.
He's so young. He's just so young too.
Yeah, he has such a punchable pretty boy face. He's like a perfect heel right now.
Yeah,
you just hate seeing that smirk and everything else, and his ring work is. We don't even need to talk about that. I mean, it's fucking phenomenal, man. So I hope they keep him heel for a while. I mean, I can see him. That's a baby face that needs a live crowd.
Yeah.
Sammy's a baby face that needs a live crowd.
Well, there's a lot of things that need a live crowd, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think he will benefit much, much, much more from a live crowd baby face turn. They can keep him heel, double down on this heel run now, keep him heel, and then after we're deep into the live crowds, switch over to baby face then, and I think it'd be a little bit more impactful. But sky's the limit for Sammy, man. Sammy Guevara is ridiculously talented.
Yeah, he's awesome. And I'm again, I think I said this the last time when we had something with MJF and Jericho. I think it was their one-on-one match. I'm looking forward to this Bucks MJF Jericho match. I believe more than anything on this Revolution show because of like you said, all the moving parts. It could go in any direction we don't know. It just offers itself up as being unpredictable, and I love that. And this makes for good discussion. This makes for a lot of fantasy booking. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to go that way, this way? And I'm excited about this match more so than anything else. I know we don't have a full card, but even when we do get a full card, I don't think my opinion is going to change on that.
Yeah, I mean, people have said this multiple times, but guys like MJF and Sammy Guevara are easily the future of this company.
Yep.
So it seems like they're booking them accordingly. They're giving them very slow builds and slow character progression and everything else because they know they have a lot of story to tell for the careers of these guys. These guys will be infused in AEW, barring any injury or contract issues for the next decade to come.
Yeah.
Easily, and in their prime. And I mean, neither one of those guys are anywhere near their prime right now. So 10 years from now, where they're hitting their stride, this will be amazing stuff. I mean, and I think they're laying the groundwork for that. I mean, I cannot wait to see how both of these characters develop, MJF and Sammy's.
I just seen it in the chat. Shout out to Jared Ford in the YouTube live stream. I love this idea. Let me run this idea by you, Jesse. I know he probably doesn't need it, but he would absolutely benefit from it if AEW wanted to bring her in. If Sammy was to eventually break out on his own, and I know Zelina Vega is out there as a free agent. What do you think about bringing her in and pairing her with Sammy and have her as his valet or manager?
I don't think I like it, man. No. I mean, bringing out Zelina Vega with Sammy, somebody's getting cut from mic time. And I don't want to see either one of them deprived of mic time. Sammy does not need a mic. He does not need a mic piece. He does not. And I can think of plenty of guys in AEW that does. I would love to see Zelina Vega in AEW as a manager. Sammy does not need. He's one of the last people to need a manager right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was reading that, it sounded like, that's a cool idea, but you're probably right. Mic time. There's not a lot of mic time to go around on this show, and you don't want to, start taking away from right now anybody what's not readily available or in abundance right now, and that's certainly mic time.
Yeah, if you bring in Zelina and you decide, okay, well, we need to get her on the mic, then you need to put her with somebody who needs the mouthpiece. Why put her with somebody why bring in somebody for The Rock to do a people's elbow for him? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it's counterproductive. That's not using her to the best of her ability to help someone else get over. So,
listen, mods in the chat. I love being live because I could say anything I want, man. This is my fucking realm. I could do anything I want. I hold the magic wand here. Mods in the chat. I know Hoot Media is sleeping. Hoot Media has a big day at work tomorrow. Hula Grim and Raging Girl Gamer in the chat. Anybody that's saying Kenny Omega sucks, Get them the fuck out of here, okay? I'm tired of these fucking blithering idiots. You're a bunch of fucking pencil neck fucking zero IQ idiots. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Sick and tired of hearing it. Moving on. Sorry to break up the nice flow there with garbage in the chat, but it is what it is. It needed to be addressed. Peter Avalon, speaking of garbage, Peter Avalon and Cezar Bononi. If you guys remember that name, you might not remember that name. He wasn't really pushed on NXT. He was an NXT superstar. Cezar Bononi versus Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson with Arn Anderson. Now, I doubled down on what I said last week, Jesse, and it seems like I was correct. Cody Rhodes he's in a position where it just feels like he's just there just for TV time. I know he's got a big tag team match to sell with Shaquille O'Neal and Red Velvet and Jade Cargill, but he's really in the middle of nothing. Peter Avalon and Cezar Bononi. Well, maybe he's taking on this role of wanting to grow youthful new talent. Maybe he's taking a step back.
Yeah. I could see that. Look, maybe we're looking at it in a different. The guy's an EVP. He's hands-on and probably a lot of the creative going on back there. His wife is pregnant with his first child. He's got a TV show. He's got a lot on his plate. Maybe he doesn't have time to be involved in one full-time storyline. So
listen. I can't have you on my show making me look bad, okay? That was a good answer.
Well, hold on. But maybe he said, well, I'm not going to be on there all the time, so that the little time I do have on there, I'll just spend it, putting some guys over.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Dealing with the fucking Hollywood aspect of it, keeping it away from the titles and the talent. Get them good matches, get them on TV, some publicity, and be back later when he's got more time to be full time. He doesn't have time to do all this shit right now.
Yeah, you're probably right. Listen, man, I am not looking forward to the match, but at the same time, I am looking forward to this tag team match with Shaquille O'Neal. I'm more into the curiosity aspect of it because it's either going to be a complete dumpster fire or it's going to be somewhat decent, and Red Velvet's going to be the next big thing in the women's division. And Shaquille O'Neal is going to surprise us like fucking Pat McAfee did, but I'm not expecting it to. But I think everybody going into this match is expecting a complete shit show. And they'll bump a rating just out of sheer curiosity. They'll retain none of those viewers whatsoever. But, Jesse, the one thing that I am afraid of in this Shaquille O'Neal-Jade Cargill pairing, Jade Cargill, we haven't seen one fucking wrestling move from this woman. And she's in there, and she's tagging with Shaquille O'Neal. And now we're all expecting the worst from Jade Cargill, but normally someone in her situation, they would have, I don't know, an Adam Page or a John Moxley or a Kenny Omega, someone that is going to go out there and just fucking carry the workload like a motherfucker. She gets the hot tag. She does a spot here, a spot there. She looks good, riding the coattails of the established veteran. But she's got Shaquille O'Neal. So what I'm trying to get at is she has to carry the workload in this match for her team. And I don't really know if that's going to bode well for Tony Khan at the end of this show on March 3rd. I don't know what's, I have this fucking just gut feeling it's going to be an embarrassing performance of epic proportions.
Look, I feel the same way, but I'll kind of give it the Pat McAfee look, man. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't think it's going to be a good situation, but I won't completely shit on it. I'll wait and see. But that's my opinion is it won't be good. I won't bash it because it might be a Pat McAfee situation. But it doesn't look entertaining, and it doesn't look like it's going to be. But I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, man. Like I said, this could be one of those things. We got to get Shaq on the show, and he was comfortable working with Jade. So we just got to fit it in there somehow. Who knows? I mean, if if we're this skeptical of it ourselves, they have to be skeptical of it themselves as they book it and try to, put it together. So
yeah,
let's see what they produce. Let's see what they produce.
Yeah, listen, we're all going to be watching, and we'll be right here when it's all over.
Keep this in mind. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon was a damn good and entertaining match.
Bro, listen, please don't compare her to Ronda Rousey.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying on paper the match sounds fucking terrible, but when it played out, the match was entertaining as hell.
Yes, it was. It was easily the best match on that particular WrestleMania show.
WrestleMania, yeah, it was very good. Look, somebody in the chat said something. I'm sorry, I missed your name, Mom, but somebody mentioned something about Zelina being with Proud and Powerful.
I could see that too.
Yes.
But I don't think Santana needs a mouthpiece either. Santana's a very good speaker, talker, promo.
He's good. He's okay. He's good. Zelina is way better. And for as good as he is, I like his energy. I like his animation and everything else, everything about him. But that can just accent what Zelina Vega can bring to them, or maybe even the Lucha Brothers. But I like Proud and Powerful. I think that's a good pairing, man.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
I could see that. I would go one further. I would give them an Ivelisse or Diamante, and then put them in the trios division as well with one female.
I could see that too. So, yeah, they got a lot. They got a lot of options.
Yep,
they got a lot of options.
I like that. I didn't see who that was, but I like that. Proud and Powerful with Zelina Vega. That's where she fits. That is she can promote them. She fits in with them. Her style fits in with them. I like that.
Well, not to spend too much more time on this Shaquille O'Neal, Jade Cargill situation. We got that coming up on March 3rd. The reason why the match is not happening at Revolution is because the NBA is having the All-Star game and Shaq needs to work the NBA. So they moved it to Dynamite, hoping to pop a rating. It is exactly what we talked about last week. So that is confirmed that the NBA more than likely will be holding the All-Star game on March 7th, and Shaq needs to do his NBA duties. Now, as far as this tag team match goes, not much of note, but I got to put him over because he's my boy, Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson got the hot tag here. They really hyped up on commentary his 0-29 record, and they were hyping him up. You know, this is his first big potential win, and he showed signs of improving and yada, yada, yada. He's training with the Nightmare Family. Avalon tagged out to Bononi. Cody tagged in and took Cezar Bononi down with a flying clothesline. Cezar took over and stomped away at Cody. We go to commercial break. Cody's being beaten down during the commercial. We're back, and Johnson gets the tag in. He gets the hot tag on Avalon. Cezar Bononi charged, but Johnson ducked. Then Bononi tumbled to the floor. Johnson landed a absolutely beautiful corkscrew dive over the ropes onto Bononi. Back in the ring, Johnson gave Avalon a fisherman's neck breaker or modified Ushigoroshi, whatever the hell it was. It looked great. Bononi broke up the cover. Cody charged in. Bononi then threw him over the top rope, then slammed Johnson. Avalon charged at Johnson, but Johnson rolled him up for the eventual 1, 2, 3. And Cody and Lee Johnson win in 9 minutes. Very nice offense by Lee Johnson. He gets that big win. They put him over after the match on the microphone. Tony Schiavone interviewed Johnson afterwards, and he stood on stage with Cody and Arn and Dustin and QT Marshall in the back. He was saying that the Nightmare Family is his family. He thanked everybody but QT. And QT gave him this nasty look. People were chiming in on my Twitter. JD, did you see QT give him this nasty look from behind because QT wasn't mentioned in the promo? So I had to rewind on my DVR, and I'm like, oh shit, he didn't mention QT. And people are now insinuating that it could be, a little riff-raff between the two. I don't know. I'm not looking too much into it at this point, but I will say, Jesse, Lee Johnson, 0-29, gets his first victory here in AEW, and he showed a lot of potential. And in my honest opinion, I'm looking at him. he could be AEW's Cedric Alexander. I think he's got the potential to be that type of guy. Really athletic, fucking great in the ring. You know, they just need to get some character development behind him. He'll be good to go. I think he's coming along quite nicely.
Oh, man. All right.
What do you got to say now? Huh?
Time to heal it up, man.
Oh, my God. You know, he may be watching this fucking show.
You're too nice, man. Look, the match was...
I'm too nice. Join me on fucking Monday. I'm too fucking nice.
Too fucking nice, man. The match was fine. I don't have a problem with Lee Johnson and how he wrestles. He's damn good. He's fucking really, really fucking good. This push for him just seems just Roman Reigns-ish. Before head of the table Roman Reigns-ish. The guy went 0-29 last year. He won one tag match on Dynamite, and they got him front and center like he just won the goddamn Royal Rumble, dude. What is the fucking big deal? How many matches have people won? Shawn Spears was damn near fucking undefeated last time I checked, and he hasn't been on TV in months. Why is this one win in a tag match so goddamn... Oh my God, look at this guy. I mean, get an interviewer out there, get him in front of a mic, have the guys crowd around. Give us a chance to organically fall for him rather than you just telling us this is somebody we want you to cheer for right now. It was very inorganic, man. It had WWE vibes of a push for me. It was like, it's okay, he won one, he's literally 1-29 over the last year. But they're praising him like he just won the fucking Powerball. What the fuck just happened here? Why? What was so amazing about the pin over Peter fucking Avalon? What was it? He didn't have a string of matches. He didn't win a gauntlet match. He didn't win a Rumble. He didn't win a number one contender spot. He pinned Peter Avalon, and they're acting like this guy's the next fucking coming. It's too much. Too fast. Too much.
Listen, Geek, maybe they're trying to tell a story here with him, and they're trying to put over how well off he is in the Nightmare family and how great it is training at the Nightmare Factory. And Lee Johnson's a bright upcoming student that's got a world of potential, and his home is AEW.
And the fruit of all that hard work has got him a win in a tag match over Peter Avalon. The one guy in the company who had more losses than he did.
You're looking at it as that's just a tag team match with Peter Avalon. His tag team partner was fucking Cody Rhodes, the face of this company.
He needed the face of the company to beat Peter Avalon.
Well, that face of the company went fucking 12 minutes with Peter Avalon last week or 2 weeks ago.
But
Peter Avalon apparently is fucking Super Saiyan now.
Yeah. For the response.
Maybe he should be the new fucking head of the table.
For the response that we get for this win over Peter Avalon, one would think he just beat John fucking Moxley. They could have gave him a better opponent to have pinned if if they're gonna do it all like this. I mean, he just beat Peter Avalon, and it's looking like he just changed the world. It's like Tony Khan said, look, in AEW, we're going to change the world. We're going to partner with New Japan, and we're going to have Peter Avalon lose to Lee fucking Johnson.
Listen, man.
It was not all that fucking great.
You're talking. Listen, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna reach into Thunder Rosa's DMs. I'm gonna have her keep a fucking list. How many missile drop kicks can you give Jesse consecutively when we see you next time?
Dude, let us fall in love with him. Don't tell us to fall in love with him. That was overkill.
Listen, you watch Dark every fucking. I don't watch fucking Dark. This is the first. This is like one of a handful of times I've seen the kid work. He's not overexposed to me. You want to talk about overexposed? Edge showed up on 3 fucking shows and didn't give us one goddamn answer about what he's doing on April 10th.
Oh God, don't get me started on that one. I'll touch on that later on in this show right here. But for all the times I watched this guy look at the lights on Dark, now I watch him on Dynamite once and he gets a win, and they act like this guy just won the fucking, the sweepstakes or something. I don't get what the big deal is. He won a match. against one of the biggest jobbers in the company. I'm not saying it's like whatever, you suck. I'm saying like it didn't take all this pomp and fucking circumstance because he won this fucking tag match. So it was overkill. It was over fucking kill.
All right, it's overkill. Listen, Lee, if you're watching, bro, don't listen to this geek, okay? Okay,
listen to me.
Listen,
no, if you listen to me, because like I said,
I thought you did great. That's all that matters. This is my fucking show. Okay?
No, fuck that. Fuck that. If he's watching, look, I said Lee Johnson is great. He's better than great. He's fucking really fucking great. But the way they angled this, the way they pushed this was fucking stupid. It was overkill. It was not organic at all.
Well, we'll see next week and how they follow it up. Maybe they'll follow it up with something. But anyway, he got the win. Cody and Johnson got the win in 9 minutes. It is what it is. We'll see what happens if there's anything there between him and QT. I'm not sure. I'm not looking that far into it, but a lot of you guys pinpointed that out. We'll see what happens with that situation. The Good Brothers, they had a backstage interview with the Young Bucks and Dasha. No longer Dasha Bot, by the way. She actually has personality here. They were bickering over the brothers getting involved in the Battle Royal last week. Matt said that if they won the Battle Royal, then they could have had the dream match that everybody wanted at Revolution between these two teams. Gallo says they didn't mean to get heat with them. Matt says he's fired up and he'd like to defend the titles against Santana and Ortiz next week. Random team that they just, I guess, pulled out of a hat. I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm glad to see Santana and Ortiz in the ring with the Bucks. Always a great match. Matt didn't want to do the too sweet on camera because he said it's their thing. They do it backstage. They'll do it off camera. So Nick got tired of this. He's like, listen, I'll do it. So he too sweeted Gallows. He too sweeted Anderson. And that's the way this segment went off the air. Dasha then interviewed Hangman backstage. So we go from one to the other. She asked if he's going to keep tagging with Matt Hardy. Paige said no, but then Hardy barged in and said they're special. Matt said he rented a bar for them to have a big money night. So Paige agreed if the drinks are on him. So as he went to go grab his phone, the Dark Order were walking by. They stopped and had an awkward conversation before parting for Paige to walk past them, or waiting for Paige to walk past them. I didn't really know what to make of this Hangman situation, Jesse. Obviously, like you said last week, they're still somewhat teasing Paige and his affiliation in whatever weird way with the Dark Order. I'm with you. I would rather him be with the Dark Order than with this Matt Hardy thing that they got going on. But at the end of it all, I don't really know what this means for Paige. You know, someone brought it up to me that Paige in this storyline, he is pretty much going around and his services are being offered to all of these different people in AEW, but it's not Adam Page. It's Adam Page, but he's being pulled at all different corners, all different ends, and eventually he's going to find out that he is really lonely, and this is going to bring out that Adam Page character that we fell in love with when he was a rebel and just fucking not giving a shit about anybody. Where do you think this is going? Is this going to bring out and bring back the old Adam Page after he hits like rock bottom after all of this? Is this going to lead to a massive depression for Adam Page to just come out and break through?
No, it's going to end the same way I thought it would, weeks and weeks ago. It's going to end with Page in the Dark Order. It's all about the story you tell him how to get him there, though. So, and that's the part that I'm interested in. Because it would be boring to just say, okay, I'll be in the Dark Order. Hey, no, they're going to tell a nice little story about it. Maybe he gets, dicked over by Hardy, and then maybe somehow the Dark Order gets him out of this deal, or somehow gets him away. Somehow they come to his rescue. Somehow they look out for him and his better interests, and he joins. I don't know how they're going about it, but I know at the end of this story, they're trying to get him into the Dark Order, telling the right story along the way.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but I'm pretty sure this story ends with Hangman ending up in the dark and becoming the leader of the Dark Order. It's best for both sides right now. Neither one of them, both of them are kind of directionless and over. They're directionless and over with the fans. Put them together.
Where does this go for Page going into the pay-per-view? Do you see Hangman versus Hardy, or do you see Hangman teaming with the Dark Order against Hardy and Private Party?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, right now it looks like Hardy, because I mean, clearly he's the heel in this whole situation that's going on with him. Hardy got his hands in a lot of different pots right now too.
Yeah.
And if you go back to what I said about Hardy and him being in the business still, what I would like to see him do, he's doing exactly that right now. Now he's doing what I was hoping that he would be doing, and just being involved, his character work and his mic work on BTE and on segments like this. And if we see him in the ring, once a month or so, in a much more controlled environment rather than with the stuff he's been doing, this is the Matt Hardy I'm all for.
Listen, I'm totally with you there, because I know I'm not the only one who wants to see this happen. If Matt Hardy can preserve whatever he has left at this stage of his career, I know he's waiting for Jeff to just jump boat or jump ship to AEW, and when that happens, that's going to be the time Matt Hardy is going to really start writing his final chapter of his wrestling career, with his brother going after the AEW Tag Team Championships, because, it's a built-in story there. Hardy, with Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, this would be the only Tag Team Championship that they probably have never won. And, I mean, like I said, it's a built-in story. So, like you said, what he's doing right now is picture perfect. He's helping younger talent. He's getting on-screen time. He's got mic time. His value right now is with Private Party in these storylines, not in the ring, because they don't need him to be in the ring. He's waiting and biding his time until Jeff comes, and I hope that happens in the next couple of years. Tag Team Championship chase, that's the closing chapter of this guy's career.
I can see that. And I hope that if Jeff comes over, I hope they don't go back to being daredevils all over again, man.
No.
But I do want to see them get together and kind of go out in the sunset together as a tag team. But whatever they have planned for Matt Hardy right now, I like it. He's and if you notice, they've gotten rid of all of the multiple gimmicks out of him. That was getting stale too. He's Big Money Matt now.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, Tony Khan, I don't know if you'd read, Tony Khan did not really like the disappearing act that Matt Hardy did from his debut on Dynamite, where he teleported to the ring. Tony Khan did not like that. I don't know if he just did not like that particular thing that Hardy did, or if it was more than that, and he didn't really like the broken Matt Hardy gimmick because it didn't fit into what AEW was all about. But I don't know. I could see Tony Khan really digging that gimmick, but the fact of the matter is he didn't like the teleporting act, and, the way I think is he didn't like that, and he just kind of told Matt Hardy, let's bring you back to a little normal of a character for our brand and what we do here.
I mean, if it's me, I'm thinking the same way. I mean, I don't see the teleporting gimmick working for him right now. Maybe it's because that gimmick is not as over as it was when he was using that, that kind of stuff. Now it seems kind of lame. It's not TNA. It's not when it's at the height of its popularity. So just kind of dial it down. As a matter of fact, let's just get rid of it for right now. Yeah. So he went on the Big Money Matt, do that for a while. Maybe he would do a different gimmick. And who's to say that we don't come back and we don't see, broken Matt Hardy again in a year or two or something like that. Maybe when Jeff comes and then it's a little bit more welcomed, Yeah,
so, I agree. I agree. Guys, just a quick timeout here. I want to take a look at the chat. We got 1,249 in the chat. Thank you guys very much for sticking with us. Again, I sincerely apologize for the minor hiccups here on the live stream. Clearly, it was the streaming broadcasting service that we use here, OBS. Something happened with Discord, but I'm running Discord through OBS, so something got fucked up there. We were hearing Jesse, but we weren't seeing him. But everything is now normalized, and I appreciate you guys sticking with us here, even through the minor hiccups here. I will be back to normal as always on Friday when I do the SmackDown post show on Friday night for Off the Script, and then we got a big weekend coming up with the podcast on Saturday, and then take over on Sunday. But if you guys are in the chat and have not hit the thumbs up, man, hit that thumbs up. We got 461 likes. Let's try for at least 750 before we get on out of here. And the super chats are open. If you guys want to get your super chats on in, get it in. Jesse and I will be hanging out at the end of the show. And shout out to my mods holding it down in the chat as always. Thank you guys very much. Jesse, moving on here with Pac coming out with Ray Phoenix versus the Hollywood hunk, Ryan Nemeth. Let me tell you something, man. These Nemeth boys know how to sell. There's one thing they know how to do. They know how to sell.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pac beats this guy in 4 minutes. I don't know what value Ryan Nemeth has at this point in AEW, but it seems to me that they do find some value in him. How much value? I don't know. Maybe he's just being used in this situation to make guys like Pac look good, and that's all he's going to be doing right now. But, I mean, that's as valuable as anything, really, making guys like Pac look good. He's got a decent job for himself.
It is. I mean, I don't know. Like I I texted you last night. He showed up on Dark, and he had a whole new just attitude about him.
Well, yeah, you said he cut a promo. How was his promo skill?
He cut a promo. It was all right. It was.
He's
good.
no Dolph.
It was a heel promo. It was all right.
He's no Dolph.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't as good as Dolph in his heyday. But it was decent. He tried this shit on the little crowd there, and he got a little heel heat. I mean, look, the guy's been on national television for 1 week. I'm not gonna go hard on him.
Yeah,
but wasn't too bad. But from what it looked like, the way that the way they positioned him and the way they gave him the win, like I text you, like, all right, he's in for a little push. They gave him mic time. He got a big win and got to see his moves. And sure as shit, here he is tonight on Dynamite. I didn't think it would end like this. I mean, but I don't know. I guess he had a 1 week build. Build him up for 1 week and just set him up for a Pac to just knock him out in the next week. I don't know.
Well, listen, I don't know what they're doing with him. We know the type of role he's in on this show, but I mean, looking at this kid work, it's bringing me back to when Dolph Ziggler fucking cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase and won the World Heavyweight title. It's like Dolph back in the day with the fucking short blonde hair. Not really digging that Dolph. I was never a big fan of that Dolph with the short boy shorts, the glittery boy shorts. Not really my cup of tea, but he's the Hollywood hunk. They obviously find some value in him. He had a great drop kick and a great DDT on Pac. Pac rolled to the floor. Phoenix cheered on Pac from the outside. Then Pac came back, landed a Black Arrow. Before the Black Arrow, actually, Pac threw Nemeth into the ringside barricade, threw him back in the ring. Black Arrow with a beautiful overhead camera shot. Got to throw that in there. That looked great. And followed by the Brutalizer. He kept the Brutalizer on for a little bit after the bell rung. And Mr. Nemeth had tapped out. So that was pretty much it. Pac looking good coming off that defeat in that six-man tag a week prior. So he's back to his winning ways. I don't know what Pac does at the pay-per-view. Where do you see him fitting into all these AEW plans? It seems like AEW is going full steam ahead with what they're going full steam ahead with. But there's a lot of guys just kind of missing, with only, I would say about, what we got, 3 weeks? 4 weeks till Revolution?
I think so, yeah. And then they got injuries and stuff like that and everything else. So, I mean, we'll see. Pentagon's out. I think Pentagon being out might have put in the cog wrench in their plans for Pac. They may have had the Death Triangle plans going on there.
Yeah.
But could be. We'll see. But did you see Ryan Nemeth and his Twitter game?
I did not. I am not following him on Twitter.
Nah, not me either. But one of my damn goon followers liked one of his tweets, and I got it. But apparently he's going on about how he's tired of people calling him Baby Dolph.
I mean, don't come out looking like your brother from fucking 2011. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Jesus Christ. Like, I know you look up to your bro, but I mean, it's not tough to fucking tell who's, that they're related. Of course they're going to fucking always associate you with Dolph.
That could be a gimmick right there alone. I don't know how they say Dolph, but just maybe call him Nick. But that could be it right there. Just calling him a big fucking, just a knockoff of his brother.
Well, that's exactly what he is right now until he develops his own fucking character. I don't know what this Hollywood hunk is, but there's nothing there.
From Hollywood. Well, Dolph is built from Hollywood, Florida, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. I guess that's what that means. I was thinking the other Hollywood.
Yeah, Ryan's he's from Hollywood, California, but Dolph's from Hollywood, Florida. So I thought that was weird.
I don't know what else could go wrong here, man. My computer just gave me a notification. Do you want to restart now? No, motherfucker, I don't want to restart now. What, are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. We better get the fuck out of here before my goddamn computer blows up. Anyway.
No.
Pac wins in 4 minutes, and that was pretty much it. Dasha interviewed Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Wardlow backstage. Santana and Ortiz approached Jericho, said MJF was in the trainer's room. MJF walked up to Jericho with his ribs taped. And he accused Sammy of attacking him unprovoked in the locker room. He's an animal, he said. I think he broke my ribs. Jericho asks where Sammy was. MJF says he didn't know. Jericho said they have a match to wrestle and they'll worry about this other stuff a little bit later. So we go from that to a backstage promo with Chuck, the butler, and Mr. Orange Cassidy were chilling on a couch, reminiscing about how obvious it was that Cassidy would pop out of the wedding cake at the end in the wedding of Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian. I would rather not be reminded of that. Thank you very much, Mr. Cassidy and Mr. Chuck. Nobody cares. We go on from this to the Acclaimed. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus Chris Jericho and MJF. I loved the Acclaimed in this match. I just love the Acclaimed, period. I think they got just natural charisma and natural heel heat that's just waiting to explode in front of a live audience. Can't wait to see this shtick in front of live people. But this was a fun tag team match while it lasted, with all the hijinks of the Inner Circle and, you know, everything that was going on outside towards the end of this thing. MJF had Max in an abdominal stretch and held on to Jericho for the extra leverage, the old school extra leverage from the ring apron. Max hot tagged in Bowens, who leapt over the top rope and took it to both Jericho and MJF. Ross and Giovanni were going and complimenting the Acclaimed for their great in-ring prowess tonight. Bowens knocked Ortiz off the apron. Jericho caught him with a shot right to the throat. He went for the lion salt, but Max Caster takes the stereo on the outside and smashes it right over Jericho's head. And we got a very close near fall. Bowens landed a twisting side slam to set up for their claim to fame finishing move, but MJF distracted Bowens. Hager shoved Max into a Judas effect by Jericho, and that was enough for the win. Jericho and MJF win in 9 minutes. A lot of distractions in this thing. And it was obviously designed to, I want to believe, protect the Acclaimed from losing clean to the obvious team of Jericho and MJF that need momentum going into the pay-per-view. But the Acclaimed look good here. We got all the Inner Circle bullshit going on. And then after the match, this is where the real story comes into play. Guevara walked out. Nobody knew where he was before. He walked out of the heel tunnel. And I mentioned this because I don't know if this is going to factor into anything later on down the road. He walked out of the heel tunnel back into the ring, and he wanted to address the rest of the Inner Circle. Jericho asked him what the problem is. Jericho's all out of breath. He's asking Sammy what's going on. Sammy told him, listen, I told you on December 9th that if one more thing happened with this guy, and he pointed over to MJF, I was done. So I'm out here to tell you I'm done. And then Jericho says, what do you mean by that, you're done? Sammy said, I am quitting the Inner Circle. So he puts the microphone down. He walks out of the ring, and he walks through the baby face tunnel at the end of this segment. So I got to ask you after this, knowing those little nuances there, you still feel the same way that you did when I asked you 20 minutes ago?
Even more.
Even more.
It's the writings that's all over the wall for this too, and this is the perfect way you set up.
And by the way, I don't know if you caught MJF's reaction. He was trying to hold back, laughing and smiling. He didn't give a fuck at all. So I don't know. You know, you may be right. In my honest opinion, you are right. This is where I think they're leading. But MJF's reaction pretty much could have given away what this is obviously leading to. Yeah,
they are setting up the big swerve. The the easily seen pissed off Sammy, easily see I'm quitting and walking out, okay. The big smirk from MJF. Think about all of the other heel stuff that MJF has done over the course of the last couple of months to the inner circle. He's done them with no facial reactions, no smirks, as he sit there and says things like, oh man, I care about you. Are you okay? We know he don't give a shit. But there was no reactions. There was no smirks. There was no nothing. This is the first time you ever really saw a little side smirk like that. I think it's all a part of it. I think it's all a part of the swerve that him and Sammy are planning on Jericho. So, I mean, I think that little face was meant for Jericho to see after the fact, when he watched the tape back and things like that. And I think it all plays into it. I even wrote down, and it's like, it's that the part where he punched MJF in the gut was confirmed right there for me that they're in cahoots. The word for the day is cahoots. Cahoots.
Well, why did you think that was the one spot and not him walking out to the ring in the heel tunnel and then walking out of the ring through the babyface tunnel and then MJF's laughing reaction, trying to hold back laughter? That punch to the stomach solidified your opinion on where this is going out of all those things?
Yeah. Because he sent the rest of the guys out and he just wanted the camera there. He got punched in the gut once and he came out with fucking bandages around his 5 damn ribs and shit. What did he punch him with? He got punched once and his fucking ribs are taped up. That's bullshit. That's all a fucking hoax, dude. Fucking Sammy helped them tape those goddamn ribs up.
Listen, man. You got a point there. You do make sense. You do make sense.
One fucking punch, and now he's fucking selling like he's fucking. Come on, dude. No. They're definitely in cahoots. That's word of the night.
We got CRO'd in the chat. He says Jesse sounds like me when I thought Daryl would betray Rick Grimes for Negan. Oh man, they're fucking correlating what you're saying to The Walking Dead, man.
No, I love Walking Dead, man. Awesome.
Anyway, moving on. Speaking of The Walking Dead, we're not talking about Monday Night Raw, so we're moving on here. We got Thunder Rosa. Actually, before Thunder Rosa, I don't want to get to Our Lady Thunder Rosa here. We got more Paige and Matt Hardy. So they were having drinks together, and Hardy is sitting there. He said he's still buzzing off their win last week. Hardy pretended to do a shot, but actually poured it out. And then Hardy said he would... or he could dominate AEW and become richer than his wildest dreams if he signed this contract, talking to Paige. I think you can make millions upon millions for just 30%, he said. When you make that much money, what's the difference? Paige said he thinks he's right. Paige threw that contract aside and signed a different one he had rolled up in his jacket. Hardy told the cameraman he wanted it to be filmed, so it was all on record. Hardy then signed Paige's contract. Paige laughed as Hardy walked away and asked for another drink. So, Jesse, what exactly did Adam Page sign? To me, it looked like he didn't sign Matt Hardy's contract. What the fuck did he sign?
I missed the actual swap. He swapped them. I didn't see the swap.
That's what it said. Yeah, that's what I assumed it was. Yeah.
I saw Hardy pull out his contract. I didn't know that Adam. I didn't know Hangman swapped them.
Or maybe I mixed it up. I don't know. Something was swapped. Something was swapped.
Look. I look away a lot, man. I'm dealing with multiple things. I got kids.
I understand that, but me normally, I'm looking and typing. I'm trying to get my fucking words in order and making sure everything's right. So I might have missed something here. So someone in the chat, let us know if we are wrong on that. Something got swapped there, but Adam Page seemed a little giddy, and he was pouring himself a quad shot of Jack Daniels. So something happened there.
Yeah, I'm seeing swap. So it was a swap.
There was definitely a swap. Hangman swapped
Hologram said the Hangman switched it.
Yeah, okay, so I had it right.
Hologram says it's a fucking done fucking deal, man.
All right. Done. So I was correct. I got it right here. So what exactly did he sign?
I guess he pulled out his own printed contract and snuck that one in there. So we'll see. It's kind of amazing. Even a drunk Hangman can dupe Matt. So
that's the type of guy you want to be drinking with.
Yeah, I guess so.
We got Adam Page drinking, and we got Kenny Omega golfing. Kenny Omega was on the golf course, and he was interrupted by Alex Marvez. So he was in the sand trap, was Omega, and he hit the golf ball out of the sand trap, and it went to the green. It went way past the hole, and I wasn't even listening to what these guys were talking about. Omega was saying something to Marvez, and Marvez just showed up out of nowhere with no microphone, wearing his AEW jacket, asking Omega these questions that he obviously didn't give a shit about. And I'm looking in the back. It was Don Callis and some other fucking geek back there. They were finagling doing something. They were grabbing the golf ball that clearly missed the hole by about 60 feet, and they looked like they placed the golf ball near the hole and then in the hole. And we all know Omega didn't get the ball in the hole. So after all of this, we got Marvez asking Mr. Omega here, shouldn't you be preparing for your match instead of playing golf? So Omega says, listen, I've already proved to be the best wrestler of all time. So being one with nature is how I get prepared spiritually and emotionally. He says he's forgotten what it's like to lose. Says he hasn't lost in 15 matches in AEW, and he won't lose tonight. So, obviously, like I told you, Don Callis was putting the ball in the hole, and Omega was like, I got that in, right? I got that in from the sand trap. And Don Callis was like, yep, you got it in. And they were about to drive away on their golf cart. Marvez, listen, boys, can I get a ride back to the country club? And they were like, no, you're a slob. Go walk it off. Go lose some weight. You could use the exercise, and that was pretty much it. So Shivani said he cheats in the ring and on the golf course. I thought this was great.
Man, Kenny, man, like I said, he's trying to come for Roman, man. I think he got a long way to go.
Well, we're not going to be seeing Roman play golf.
Oh well, no. But the tribal chief does not play golf, man.
He could if he wanted to. He probably dominated at that too.
He probably would, man. But I like this as a different side of Kenny, a different kind of heel. But I want to see where they go with it. But man, he's the closest thing to Roman right now. He's the closest number 2 behind Roman's heel work. And Kenny still got a ways to go, and Kenny is on fire. I'm not saying Kenny sucks. Kenny is on fire, and he's still far away from Roman. But he's coming for him, man. I like Kenny's work right here. It can only get better. I like this.
I love how you guys are pulling all these quotes out that I should be writing down because they are funny. Don Callis took the golf ball out of the golf hole, or out of the hole, and he gave it to Marvez. And he's like, oh, yeah, you could take that. He's probably going to auction it off on his MySpace page later. And then they walked off. So it is what it is. You got to love the heel act. And yes, I'm seeing all the Nia Jax jokes, clowns. My hole. I would rather not talk about Nia Jax and her fucking holes, okay? Give me a break. Moving on. We got our girl Thunder Rosa versus Layla Hirsch. This was an eliminator match. I didn't really think the tournament was going to get started this week, but we got a eliminator match here between Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch looked good, and I thought this was a very competitive match. Good enough for the first round of this tournament. We'll get into the match. Thunder Rosa won. We'll get into what happened here. But Jesse, all of the Japanese ladies that are in this thing, obviously all of the matches are filmed. Shida was in Japan for all of the filming of this portion of the tournament, and they're going to be airing on AEW's YouTube channel next Monday at 7 p.m. They're doing every match on the Japanese side of this tournament on YouTube on Monday. Are you going to be interested in this? I know I'm interested in a couple of the ladies on that side, but I got to be honest with you, man. I'm not really all that into the Joshi shit. So I may tune in for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. But how you feeling about this tournament so far?
I'm surprised you said you were going to watch a match or two from the other side, because I have no interest in any of them. I have none, dude.
Well, I want to see, I want to go check out that Maki Ito. She is apparently, listen.
I'll watch what comes out of it. You know, if someone emerges from that side and to dominate that side of the bracket, I'll start watching from that point. But I have no interest in watching round one of the Joshi side of the fucking AEW women's tournament. It does not sound fun to me at all. You know, the matches on the American side sound pretty fun, but not the other side.
You don't want to watch any of the Joshi shit. You're shitting on Lee Johnson. I mean, listen, bro. Listen, I'm gonna have to dump you. You know, I'm gonna bring back the black screen. I think.
No, I can't let you get away with that, man. I did not shit on Lee Johnson. Do not click that. I did not shit on Lee Johnson. I said the guy was great. I said I don't understand why they're pushing him like this, and I didn't get how they ended this match like this. I thought that was shitty, but Lee Johnson's great, and so I have no problem with him. But I don't know whose idea this was or why they're giving him this rocket pack like this. But it was kind of just forced.
Can we just give Britt Baker the fucking title now and just call it a day? Because that's exactly what's gonna happen here.
Why are you guys so fascinated with Britt fucking Baker, man?
Bro, listen, it's gonna be Britt Baker beating Thunder Rosa in the semifinals, and she's gonna go on to I don't know, beat somebody on the opposite side. I don't know who it's gonna be. But this is tailor-made for Britt Baker to win this tournament.
I don't think she's gonna. I'll tell you this, man. I don't even think Britt Baker needs to win this tournament, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
I mean, because she's nailing everything she's doing right now behind the microphone and keeping up her feuds and the few good matches that she has had. She's nailing it right now. You put a title on her, she's gonna have to have more matches and better matches with better quality wrestlers, and she's gonna get exposed. I'm not saying she can't get there. I'm not saying she can't get there to be women's champion. I think she's on the right pace right now. And I think
she's going to get exposed.
Huh?
She's going to get exposed by who?
By anybody who's a better wrestler than her.
Thunder Rosa is a better wrestler than her. She wasn't exposed when she wrestled Rosa.
No, Thunder Rosa put her over. She needs to be kissing Thunder Rosa's ass. Not everybody else is going to put her over like that, man. If you have to get good. If you're not good, you'll be exposed by the first person that doesn't want to put you over.
Listen, man, I don't appreciate you downgrading Britt Baker like this, bro. I may have to call up Bay. You know, he's gonna have a serious talk with you, man. You know, not only is Rosa gonna give you missile drop kicks till you're fucking blue in the face, I'm gonna have Adam Cole give you a couple of Yushi-Garoshis or something. You know, a couple of last shots, maybe a Panama Sunrise.
I put Baker over last week when she had the best match of her career, and it was a great fucking match.
One in the chat if you want to see Jesse looking at that Panama Sunrise, bro. One in the chat. Come on.
Unbelievable, man.
Listen, you're getting comments in the chat already, man. Jesse sounds like JD after Raw. What's going on with you? Huh? You didn't get that? You didn't get that new exotic in Destiny? You're all pissed off now? What's going on?
I think you guys are all pissy that I was right about Britt Baker from day fucking one. Day one. Day one, when I said that she was not good, she proved how she was not good, but she did improve and got herself to where she was last week. So for that,
hey, listen.
Golf clap. I like it. I like it. No cap, dude. I'm not even being sarcastic. I know I don't like it. I love it.
Listen. If Britt Baker, I'll bet you right now. I'll wager right now. If Britt Baker doesn't win this tournament, the next time I see you, dinner's on me.
She doesn't need to win this fucking tournament, dude. If Thunder Rosa doesn't win it, I think it'll get one. I think it'll be won by a newcomer, an outsider. I'm not going to speculate who, but I don't think it's going to be Britt Baker. She doesn't need to win this tournament.
Thunder Rosa is my original choice. I mean, it's so easy to go with her, though, because she's the best wrestler in this tournament on the American side. I don't know anything about the opposite side, but I would even say she's probably the best woman in this tournament.
Thunder Rosa?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can see her being the obvious choice, so it not being her. But at the same time, if she did win it, like, who could say anything, you know? So I could see Thunder Rosa winning it, but there's no room for an outsider. There could be an injury and somebody could be replaced, right?
I guess. You're expecting somebody to go down with injury?
I can't see anybody else in this tournament winning but Thunder Rosa. unless they tell the story in the tournament itself and someone gets over in the tournament themselves. But as it stands right now, nobody from the Joshi side. I don't think Britt Baker is gonna go over Thunder Rosa again.
You would assume not. You would assume that if the match happens again, that Rosa's gonna get her revenge because she was in a situation where it came down to a fuck finish.
Over. They kept Thunder Rosa strong and lost to Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Why? Because Thunder Rosa's gonna fucking win.
Well, listen. Whoever wins the tournament, I think this is leading to something bigger. I think you're going to get a big unveiling of somebody showing up at Revolution. Whether it's he or she who shall not be named, that I would like to see in AEW, but she'll probably end up in WWE, NXT, or if it's Ty Valkyrie or someone,
Yeah, I didn't say her name on purpose either. Yeah. Like, I don't know who they might be bringing in, but think about it like this. True or false? Thunder Rosa has been the absolute best thing since the inception of AEW in the women's division.
Probably. I mean, it's not that difficult for her to be. She's great, but it's not that difficult to put her in that position. There's nobody there.
Right. So at the same time, as you're trying to now get this division over and trying to get someone to the top of it, if Thunder Rosa does not win, I could definitely see her being in a feud with whoever eventually does win.
Yeah.
Because she is definitely at the top of the division. The champion is non-existent. The only other entity in that entire division that's worth mentioning is Britt Baker, and it's mostly because of her heel work and her mic work and her character work and everything else. Her ring work has come along, but she's gotten to where she is right now because of her insanely great character work.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa's killing it in the ring. She has been the best thing in the women's division in AEW. Why not reward her with the tournament? Why not?
Well, maybe she's not there full time.
She's here every fucking week.
Well, NWA ain't doing shit. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
She's here every week. What the fuck is Serena Deeb is on our fucking TV every other week?
I don't know.
She's not full time. She's fucking full time.
Well, she may be full time now until NWA gets their act together. I have no idea.
Fair enough. Put the title on her. What the fuck is Sheeta doing with it?
Just give Rosa all the fucking titles. How about we just call it?
I still
give her the NWA title. Give her the fucking AEW women's title. Give her the fucking Monday Night Raw title. Knowing where that fucking thing's going.
They never should have took that women's title off of fucking Nyla Rose. I've said that from the jump, and now here we are. I still say it now. If Nyla was a dominant champion right now, think of where that title will be sitting, waiting for a babyface to come and knock her off.
You could give her the Impact fucking tag team titles too, and the women over there. So that'll shut up Kiera Hogan. Fucking dummy.
Yeah. I mean, shit. And Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero are getting a little bit better chemistry too on BTE, Dark, and everything else. I mean, I wish Nyla Rose would have held on to the title. It almost doesn't feel right putting it back on her now with all the work Thunder Rose been doing. But man, just think if Nyla Rose would have remained champion this long and she get beat by Thunder Rosa.
I will say, man, Thunder Rose is my my favorite to win the tournament, regardless. But it just seems tailor-made for Britt Baker to wrap this thing up and go after Sheeta and take that belt off Sheeta. We'll see at the pay-per-view. They did announce that match will be taking place at the pay-per-view, so they're going to wrap this thing up in the next 3-4 weeks. But this was a good match between these two ladies. Layla, she had a Hurricanrana off the top rope, kind of sloppy, but I appreciate the execution. Then she had a tope suicida onto Rosa on the outside. Back in the ring, Hirsch tried to lock on a cross arm breaker, which looked good, but Rosa escaped, hit a rope hanging neck breaker, and we go to commercial break. Rosa was in control. She hits the corner knees and a missile drop kick for 2. Hirsch fought back with a series of German suplexes, but Rosa fought out of a third German suplex. Hirsch landed a diving crossbody off the top. Hirsch went back up top again, but Rosa got her knees up on the moonsault. She followed it up with bicycle knees, missed a step-up moonsault, but Rosa went for the Fire Thunder driver, but Hirsch transitioned into a cross arm breaker, which looked really good. Rosa was forced to, pull it together here. She eventually got the Fire Thunder driver on Hirsch to win and advance in the tournament, and that was it. Layla Hirsch is getting a little bit better every time I see her. She does remind me of I don't want, I mean, it's not really all that silly to compare the two because she's got that MMA look, but I mean, she's coming along better than fucking Shayna Baszler is on Monday Night Raw, and they got that, obviously it's there with the MMA look, but my God, how Shayna Baszler is just fucking falling from the top all the way to fucking wherever the fuck she is now. It's awful. But she has that rugged, small, pesky, baby face, Mighty Mouse, come from behind, thing going on. And she does it well. She's not bad.
Yeah, she is good. I don't see her ring work being as good as Shayna Baszler's. But I can see where you're coming from on it. They definitely have very similar styles. As their MMA background translated into wrestling. And maybe we're just more in love with Baszler because we followed her path a little bit more and in depth and then through NXT and stuff. Yep. But I still think Shayna's just a lot better than Layla Hirsch. And I don't think it's the booking of it either, because I mean, NXT Shayna is way better than this Layla Hirsch too. Yeah. But I see the comparisons though. But I don't know where they're going, Layla Hirsch. They feature her and they showcase her and they show her, but it's pretty much always in the losing effort. So like, how does she? I mean, where are they trying to go with her? I don't think they should be trying to push her. They have so much other talent that needs to be pushed in that division right now. But like, they just keep her up to make her, a beatable opponent for someone else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either, but this was a very fun match. This was worthy of the first round of this tournament, so Thunder Rosa gets the victory. Jesse, you might have to look up some news, man. I see a lot of people in the chat saying Cody is injured.
I looked. I couldn't find any.
I don't know what people are talking about, but if he's injured or if he's afraid of Shaquille O'Neal, I have no idea. Maybe he's afraid of Jade Cargill. I have no fucking idea, but people in the chat are saying Cody is injured. I guess you guys have to tune into the podcast on Saturday if Cody is injured. I'll give thoughts on that on episode 364. We got FTR versus Matt and Mike Seidel. Hangman Page, Matt Hardy, Private Party versus the Hybrid and the Chaos Project. Sting calls out Team Taz. Women's Eliminator Tournament. Riho versus Serena Deeb. And the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line. Young Bucks versus Santana Ortiz. That is all lined up for next week's Dynamite. Jesse, I forgot to mention, speaking of Sting calling out Team Taz captured or kidnapped Darby Allin, put him in a body bag, and dragged this fucking guy in the body bag, tied him up to the back of their limousine, and rode away. They drove away, dragging this fucking guy in that body bag. What'd you think of that? Fucking sick motherfuckers, that Darby Allin, man.
I thought that was Darby calling the Uber to go home, man.
Probably.
That's par for the course for Darby, this is what he does, right? And what is it? I mean, Sting is really bad at his job.
What is it with you and Sting, bro? Really? Why are you hating on this fucking legendary fucking, this Hall of Famer?
Sting had one fucking job, and I'm assuming this is his job because he won't tell us why he's fucking here. But he's here to look after Darby. It's the one guy he's here to look after is getting dragged through the fucking parking lot by the back of a truck. He is really bad at his job, man.
You know who's really bad at that? You know who's really bad at their job? You want to know? Sting? No, I was thinking this guy that I do a podcast with on Wednesday night, he said Lee Johnson sucks. I mean, how could I fucking work with somebody like that?
You keep putting that out there, man. He's gonna fucking block me thinking that I said he sucked.
Jesse didn't say anything about Lee Johnson sucking. I'm just busting his balls.
Hey, Sting, glad to see you're here. How's everything going with your... Oh, shit, your fucking guy's being drugged through the fucking parking lot.
Listen, bro, listen, you better get your act together, man. Otherwise, I'm going to make an appointment for you to see Britt Baker, and you're going to go in for a routine cleaning, and she's going to pull out fucking 3 wisdom teeth, bro. You better calm down, okay?
I got to make an appointment for my dentist, too. I'm not looking forward to that shit, man.
Fuck, I'm afraid of the dentist. Don't talk to me about dentists.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Sir Isaac Yankum over there.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got this Falls Count Anywhere match, unsanctioned Falls Count Anywhere match. Kenny Omega and Kenta against Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. This was, I would actually go out there and say this is the second biggest AEW Dynamite main event of all time, being Moxley and Omega just had the World Championship match in December. That was the biggest. This is the second biggest. Jesse, this was a damn good brawl. This match was very important to the landscape of what we're watching right now. You may not like Kenta. People in the chat may not like Kenta. You may adore Kenta. I have no idea, but he's the guy chosen here to get the ball rolling on this blooming partnership between New Japan and AEW. What'd you think, before I break this thing down, what'd you think of this match, the importance of this match, and just give me your thoughts on it? I thought this was easily the most entertaining main event that Dynamite's put on.
It was, the match was fantastic. It was, it was a really good brawl match. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think there was anything, off the charts about this match, as compared to any other brawl. But at the same time, it was a damn good, entertaining main event, for a Dynamite show. I think it was awesome. But that has nothing to do with the importance of it, man. The importance of it is we have an active New Japan talent on American soil, on American television, promoting New Japan Pro Wrestling and their title situation, one of their competitors, their title, Kenta, Moxley, and how they're having a match on New Japan. This is just full-on crossover mode. I mean, full-blown crossover mode. The AEW and New Japan are more in bed other than Impact and New Japan have been, and they've been in bed together a lot because the fact of the matter is Impact is an American promotion. And with all of the news of New Japan just not being happy with how AEW was conceived and everything else and how they lost so much talent, the fact that they're now in bed together is huge. We know the talent that New Japan has. We know the talent that AEW has. We know if they have a working relationship that the possibilities are damn near endless. So it was all speculation until we saw Kenta in the main event in AEW while he's a full-time New Japan talent. That's historic. It's historic. Moxley came out carrying. Moxley's been U.S. champion for pretty much the whole goddamn time he's been on AEW television. Yep. Never came out with that title. Never even mentioned that title. Mm-hmm. Now he's out with it, carrying it, showing it, displaying, putting the graphic on the TV. That's it. That's a done deal.
Yeah, he came out last with the fucking title. Omega came out first. He was the first one introduced. Moxley was the one who was introduced last with the IWGP United States title.
Yep.
And we know how old school Tony Khan is. He's not going to disrespect his own world championship, but how important this partnership is. Like you said before in the earlier in the show, this is them promoting New Japan, another company, as must see because now he's bringing them aboard to work with him, and it's Tony Khan pretty much saying, hey, we're equals now. Look, this is us and them and Impact.
I said as tonight, and I've said it before here in weeks, but I'm going to say it almost every week I think about it. This has Rock and Austin vibes all over it for me. There is a clear-cut number one babyface in AEW, and there's a clear-cut number one heel in AEW. And that's the way I like it. Everything else falls into place behind these two leaders. You have a leader of the heel locker room, leader of the babyface locker room. And that's how it should be. It doesn't matter who the champion is. It doesn't matter who the champion is because the two leaders of those locker rooms will make sure that everyone under them get over. Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley any match they fucking participate in is that person getting over. If you're just in a match with them, lucky fucking you because you're going to be put over. And that's what a locker room leader does. So that's kind of why everybody's shitting on Charlotte right now because you can't just be the best by making yourself look great. That doesn't make you the best. You're the best by making others around you look just as good as you do.
Roman Reigns.
Roman fucking Reigns, man.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. This, to me, it's not really worth anybody's time to talk about, what's going to happen here? Where's it going to go? This and that. This is something that, for a long time, and for me personally, has been something that's been severely missing, that excitement and unpredictability factor. I don't want to know where this is going. But all I know is the fucking potential matchups that are going to happen with these partnerships with Impact and with New Japan are plentiful. They are crazy to think about. And I stand my ground. I do think that this is eventually, I don't know when, but I'm assuming that it's going to be in front of a live audience like AEW had when they first unveiled Dynamite on TNT. I do think that this is leading to some sort of super show between, whether it's Impact, New Japan teaming up against AEW, or if it's AEW versus New Japan. Some sort of super show is going to be the end result of all this. And I truly think that's where it's going.
Yeah, I saw somebody in that chat say, here's a Sandman Sizzle says, Cody is the number one face in AEW. That's so false, man.
No, Cody is the face of the company because of his executive vice president role. Moxley is the face of the company as far as who they're promoting as far as an in-ring aspect goes.
Yes, agreed. The face of the company itself, I would definitely say, is Cody Rhodes. The top baby face wrestling in the company is John fucking Moxley. How many times have we seen Cody in a ring that starts showing heel tendencies, in the match and things like that? That's something that the top baby face would never do. He wouldn't show heel tendencies. You can be yourself and do heel as dick as shit, but heel tendencies and acting yourself are two different things.
Yeah.
Moxley has never shown a heel tendency. He's been Moxley, whether he's being an asshole or not. That's him being Moxley. Cody has turned full, flat out fucking heel in some matches that I've seen him do, which was required and necessary in some of those matches, which is fine. But he's not the top baby face in the company. He is definitely not. The face of the company and the top baby face of the company, two different fucking things.
Now I see
Roman Reigns is the face of WWE. Is he the baby face?
No.
Now,
I see a lot of people saying that they don't agree with the IWGP United States Championship outshining the AEW title tonight. I don't know why you guys jump to conclusions like that. Like, that's not what Tony Khan is doing here.
No.
Why would he promote somebody else's secondary title over his world title? You do realize that Moxley and Kenta have an IWGP United States Championship match coming up in about a week and a half. So I don't know. They're promoting that match because they just now, quote unquote, kicked in this forbidden door, and that's the first big step here. His guy has their title, and their guy is going to take their title back. That's the big thing. The AEW World Title right now does not play into the story of Moxley and Kenta. So why would that be the focus? The focus is the United States title and Moxley and Kenta. Kenny Omega is not losing any matches at all. So whatever he did tonight, he pretty much stamped his card. Hey, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm the best wrestler in the world, and this is the best title, and this title proves that.
Yeah.
So I don't see why people are jumping to conclusions that New Japan's title is outshining the AEW title. No, it's not.
No, it's
There's
not.
There's business to handle here.
This is monumental. This is huge, man. This is one of those days we will look back down the road and say, remember when they first started this angle? Remember they first started invading AEW? Yeah. Kenta was the first one.
Bro, listen. A lot of people might not, you might not be a fan of New Japan. I don't really watch New Japan, but the aspects and the whole thought process of this, we could realistically see, and I know we mentioned this before, but it's now for certain that it's going to happen eventually. We may see an AEW World Title defended at Wrestle Kingdom. We may see the TNT title defended over there. We may see a world title, AEW World Title defended over there if Omega is still the champion by that time. We may see an IWGP United States title match happen on Dynamite. We might see an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match happen on pay-per-view towards the end of the year. That's some big fucking shit. You know?
Think about the next G1 tournament.
The G1 tournament could happen on Dynamite.
Yep.
I mean, this is no joke here, folks. This is no joke. Imagine that. The most heralded tournament all year in our sport happening on Dynamite. The possibility is endless.
And then all of a sudden, New Japan is coming up with platforms for American viewers to see their product now.
What if an AEW talent's in the fucking G1? What if we see who's in AEW that you'd love to see in the G1? Maybe we see
Lance Archer.
Lance Archer in the G1. Oh, we see a Darby Allin in the G1. Maybe we see Cody in the G1.
I want to see Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix or Pentagon in the G1. I mean, Pac in the G1. I mean, doesn't that get you excited?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying that's going to be, but the possibilities are endless.
I think I saw somewhere on Twitter while I was looking around that I think I saw Callis mention something about Tonga and Jay White.
What about them?
Just I don't know. I didn't get a chance to read it, but just Don Callis mentioning them on AEW, any kind of AEW platform, that's another Easter egg right there.
Oh, I fully expect to see Tama Tonga and Jay White on Dynamite. I think they're going to factor into this Young Bucks deal, whatever the fuck's going on with them.
I wonder how much that pisses off Triple H. I know he wants Tama Tonga with Roman.
Yeah,
I know he does. I wonder if that's going to really fucking piss him off. I know they've been flirting with each other on Twitter for years too.
Well, listen, man, this is all exciting. You know what else was exciting? Moving away from this New Japan AEW talk, this is really great stuff. But the one takeaway from this one match before we go into the super chats. The one takeaway from this match that I really loved. You know how we were very concerned about Lance Archer, what's going on with him. Tonight, he looked like a fucking killer in this match, and he stood out more than any of those other guys in that match.
Yeah. Speaking of killer, was I the only one that thought Jake was having a fucking heart attack tonight?
Yes, probably.
Probably, maybe it was, because I saw him. I saw the hard cam cut away from him as he reached in his breast pocket to grab his inhaler. He's grabbing and doing his inhaler before he got in the ring to do his the clothesline. So I'm like, man, this guy, he needs an inhaler to breathe, and they got him in there doing spots, and then he started clutching his chest. I started thinking Jake was not okay right now, man. But as long as
I'm surprised he got involved. So let me break this thing down. So in the beginning of the match, Kenta attacked Moxley with the briefcase. There was some back and forth between all four of these guys. Omega hit the Kotaro Crusher on Lance Archer, and he and Kenta took turns beating down Moxley. They weren't on the same page. Kenta wanted Moxley to himself. Omega wanted to beat up Moxley, so they came to a decision. Let's both beat him up. So that's exactly what they did. They resolved it. They traded strikes on Moxley. Archer pounced Omega across the ring, Keith Lee style. And he and Moxley hit running clotheslines back and forth on both guys. Moxley and Kenta then had a nice little exchange of forearms. Kenta went for a GTS. And this fucking geek that's doing this show with me tonight tweeted CM Punk, telling CM Punk to show up on AEW Dynamite to teach Kenta how to do a proper GTS. What's wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you?
2 botched GTSs in a row. 2. Dude, it's your move. You even had the nerve to get on there and call out Punk for stealing your move.
Maybe he's got butterflies in his stomach.
I gave him that for week 1, man, but now week 2, I'm like, hey, man, come on, dude. You gotta connect a little bit there, bro. You can't just airball it, man. Come on.
Listen, you can't go Japanese strong style in your first week, bro.
It's another no to sleep, man. He's 0 for 2. 0 for 2.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? The no to sleep?
No to sleep, man. 0 for 2. Sorry, man. You gotta connect with one of them, man.
Yeah, well,
one of them.
Listen, it is what it is. You know, he may have butterflies in his stomach. He may be nervous, but I get what you're saying. If it happens a third time, then I'll join the let's shit on Kenta's GTS parade. But I'm not gonna really sit here and shit on him. So he went for the GTS. Moxley went for a paradigm shift. Omega interrupted with a trash can shot on Moxley. He did a you can't escape. on Moxley with the trash can. Kenta hit a corner drop kick through the trash can for a 2 count. Archer then brought in a ladder. He introduced a ladder into the equation here, ran over both Omega and Kenta. Moxley landed a tope suicida on Kenta, and Archer suplexed Omega into oblivion headfirst into the ladder that was, I guess, propped up horizontally or vertically rather, in the corner. It looked fucking awful. Awful, I mean, it looked devastating. It sucked for Omega is what I mean. So then we go to commercial break, and you didn't want to tune out during the commercial break. Normally I tune out, but I didn't because there was so much going on here. So we got them fighting all over the arena. They brought chairs, and then they brawled around ringside area. Back from break, Kenta attacked Avalon for no reason, who was in the audience. He was laying on his heart-shaped bed for Valentine's Day. So he nailed him with the GTS. He connected on Avalon, though. He got Avalon with the GTS. Archer attacked Kenta, but Omega went for a springboard. Archer caught him out of midair and chokeslammed him through Avalon's bed at ringside. So sucks to be Peter Avalon. Moxley entered all of this chaos. He sent Kenta into the barricade. And then they walk up Daly's place into the back, and they go into the kitchen. Now, somewhere Titus O'Neil was reminiscing about his kitchens in the early days and how similar this kitchen looks to the current kitchen that he's got set up in the Thunderdome. So we were in the kitchen here. Moxley took Kenta to the butcher table, brought him up to the butcher table, DDT'd him on top of the butcher table. I see some people in the chat making fun of the referee holding the table together, but the referee was doing his job because the tables were very wobbly and they were on wheels, and he didn't want his guys here breaking their fucking skulls on the tile floor below. So go fuck yourself about the referee holding the tables. He did his job. So Archer broke up all of this. He came flying out of nowhere. Jesse, with a box of Idaho potatoes. Lance Archer.
Throwing potatoes out there, man.
I don't know. And maybe he wanted to make hash browns. Maybe he wanted to make French fries. Maybe he wanted to make potato patties. I don't know. Maybe Lance Archer likes a loaded baked potato with sour cream, 4 kinds of cheeses, chives, maybe some bacon bits. A little salt and pepper, maybe.
You won't be fucking happy until Titus's legal team comes after your ass, dude. Keep it up.
What type of fries you want, bro? I'll have Lance Archer make them for you. You like steak cut? You like waffle cut? You like shoestring? What do you like? All of these things are on Titus's menu, bro.
Titus's legal team is no fucking joke, dude.
Anyway.
Also headed by Jerry McDivitt.
We got fucking Idaho potatoes into the match. Omega beat Archer with a trash can. The announcers were going back and forth and recapping all the highlights here, which was rather odd during the middle of this match. So Moxley, they all leave the kitchen area. They got a kendo stick involved. Now Moxley attacked with a kendo stick. He went to hit Omega with a diving kendo stick shot across the skull, but Omega hit him with a V-trigger out of nowhere. Kenta and Archer appeared out of the kitchen and on the stage through the tunnel. Omega was hitting V-triggers on the floor. Moxley was laid out on the timekeeper's table at this point. Archer wanted to powerbomb Kenta through the announce table, but Kenta fought out. He jumped away from Archer, and where he jumped off the fucking stage, through Jon Moxley, down below on the timekeeper's table with a double foot stomp. Now, the table didn't break, but Jesus Christ. A, Kenta is a wily motherfucker, number one. And number two, he's a crazy motherfucker because that jump looked ridiculous from where they were to hit that type of move. That was easily the best spot of the match, but Kenta, oh man, that was awesome. So he jumped off the stage with a diving foot stomp through Moxley. Omega tried to defend himself against Archer with the kendo stick. Archer caught it. He was no-selling it. It looked great. Archer hit a choke slam and his rope walk moonsault for a near fall. He set up for a blackout, but the Good Brothers ran out, allowing Kenta to attack with distraction. Kenta hit 2 spinning back fists. Archer no-sold it again, which was fucking awesome. Anderson hit a stun gun on Archer, took him out. Jake Roberts then, Jesse, came into the ring. He took care of Carl Anderson with a signature short-arm clothesline. And then Gallows took Roberts down with a right hand. Omega was about to V-trigger Jake Roberts, but Moxley cut him off with a barbed wire bat, running wild on everybody. Kenta hit a GTS on Moxley. Archer went for a double choke slam, but Omega and Kenta hit low blows. The Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer, and Omega hit the V-trigger. And then He has the Good Brothers help him, putting Lance Archer on his shoulders. Omega delivers the one-winged angel to Lance Archer. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. And Kenny Omega wins this match for his team, and that's the way Dynamite went off the air. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Great main event. Easily the most entertaining main event in Dynamite history.
I'm so excited about where this partnership goes. I have a question. Where the fuck is Ring of Honor, man?
Who cares?
Where is Ring of Honor? Why are they not in on this? What the fuck, man?
Who cares? The only one I care about is Marty Scurll if he gets his act together.
He's not there anymore.
I know, but that's what I mean. Marty Scurll, if he gets his act together, you know where he should end up?
There's no act to get together, man. He's been perfectly fine as of late. He can't go back and change what he already did.
Well, time heals all wounds.
Time does heal. He's got to wait it out, man.
Well, guys, that is the Dynamite show tonight. Awesome show. I was very happy with it. Jesse was happy with it. Except for Lee Johnson. He didn't like Lee Johnson tonight. I don't know why.
Quit saying that. It's not true.
Oh, man. I'm just kidding. But, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us for the 2 hours we were here. We're going to run through these super chats pretty quick. A little hiccup in the beginning of the show, but I ended up making this a damn good show with Jesse tonight. Everything normalized. Everything was good.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed it just as much, man. Follow us on social media. You guys know the deal. And you guys can hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. If you want to get your super chats in, get them on in. We're going to hang out and hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 750 thumbs up in the live stream tonight.
I guess something for the chat to ponder on while we do super chats and as we move on into the next show. AEW is in bed with New Japan. They're in bed with NWA, Impact. WWE sees this. What if they bought ROH?
From Sinclair Broadcasting?
Just flat out fucking bought them, dude. Just bought ROH.
I won't be surprised.
That would...
They killed Evolve.
They killed Evolve. They bought Evolve and they had a chance to make Evolve the new NXT and it's just dead. It's just dead.
Oh, that's going to be the plan. It's going to be NXT. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Man, man, think about the war of wrestling we have in our hands with the ROH talent combining with that WWE roster, man.
I know.
Man. Oh.
Anyway, guys, super chats. Let's start with this one, man. Jacob Donnelly, $10 super chat. AEW certainly knows how to book an entertaining no DQ match. Great main event, and I also liked the progression of stories going into Revolution. Same with us, man. Really good progression tonight. One of the better Dynamites of the year thus far. Thank you, Jacob, with the $10 super chat. Mr. Cake, $5 super chat. Plus a $2 super chat. Manifesting. Zelina shows up next week, helps LAX win the AEW Tag Team titles, joins up with Sammy G. And then he says, Jesse, I'll fade away and classify myself as ... Obsolete.
Nah, Sammy does not need him. But I do like the Proud and Powerful or the Lucha Brothers with Zelina Vega.
I like the Lucha Brothers idea myself. Sebastian Flores with a Chilean pesos 5,000 super chat. Thanks, guys. Great show tonight. Glad you enjoyed it, Sebastian. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Don Callis put Jay White and Tama Tonga on notice during AEW's post show.
There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. You mentioned them. There's no accidents and things like this, dude. You say something like that in the post show, Smarks will pick up on it. It'll be all over the news. Yep. So we're expecting it now.
Yep.
You know, so.
Clothesline from the Bronx, $5 super chat. Titus must have been horrified with Mox wasting a box of potatoes. No potato salad, no mashed potatoes, no fries. Oh, man. See, I forgot. No potato salad. I like me a good potato salad, bro. I heard Titus has unbelievable potato salad. It's not too mayo-y. That's what I hear. Anyway, moving on. Enough of Titus. KD Limitless, $2 super chat. Can I get a shout out? And Jesse and JD, you play Warzone. KD, what's up, bro? Thanks for the $2 super chat. And no, I don't play Warzone. Was never a fan of the Battle Royales. Just give me regular multiplayer, bro. But this is not the day and age we're living in.
It's cool with me. I mean, Warzone's all right. I did play it. I'm a bigger fan. I kind of like I like Gambit on.
Yeah, so do I. I'm a big Gambit guy myself.
Yeah, I like Gambit.
Robert Lamoa, $5 super chat. Who do you guys think will have the weakest or has the weakest finishing move? For me, it's Dolph Ziggler. Every time I see a zigzag and a famous or his opponents kick out. Who has the weakest finishing move? The Miz, for sure.
Miz.
Mr. Cake, $5 super chat. Reminder that Zack Sabre Jr. was going to challenge for the IWGP United States title the week that lockdown struck. Keep him in New Japan. He's boring. I'm not a Zack Sabre Jr. guy.
What a Ibushi could come over.
Yeah. I take Ibushi.
Ibushi, oh man, dude, it's
Francis Loop with a $5 super chat. Happy belated birthday, JD. Thank you, Francis. Love the Raw rant. One of my favorites. Rest in peace, Butch Reed. Loved Doom. One of my favorite WCW tag teams of the early 90s. Not familiar with Doom, but I know he teamed with Ron Simmons. Apparently, he was supposed to be an Intercontinental Champion, is what I recall. Butch Reed. But he no-showed. He no-showed a situation, and then that led to the Honky Tonk Man being the Intercontinental Champion. Or maybe that was Jimmy, not Jimmy Snuka. Fucking what's his name? The Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, one or the other.
Could be. I don't remember.
Tribal Chief, Canadian $2. Pair Zelina with Sammy. What do you think? No.
No.
Mr. Cake, $5 super chat. Thoughts on Nick Aldis saying he wants to build up NWA rather than work with other companies. He also said the Real World's title is second to none. Well, then Nick Aldis is going to be waiting to find work. Legitimately. I don't think NWA is going anywhere.
Yeah,
he wants to build up NWA, but
week.
yeah. You mean to tell me he doesn't want to be on Dynamite? Come on.
Yeah, right.
Pedro W.
People.
What were you going to say?
In front of people?
Yeah, in front of people.
On TV? Come on, man.
Pedro W. with a Canadian $5. Far down the road, I think Anthony Bowens will be a big star as a single. What do you guys say? It's funny you mentioned that, Pedro. Jesse said something about this tonight, being that the Acclaimed are great, but he mentioned something along the lines of, if the Acclaimed were in WWE, they would have already been broken up, and somebody would have been Janetti'd. Who would have been Janetti'd, bro?
Duh. Max Caster is the star of that group. Bowens is great in the ring, but he just lacks Caster's charisma. That's all. He's great in the ring. They're both phenomenal. He might be even better than Caster, if anything else.
Anthony Bowens reminds me of David Otunga.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh yeah. And but yeah, I got a story about Otunga to tell you about off the air too. But I can see that, dude. Caster is leagues above Bowens in charisma, but I can see Bowens is better than the Caster in the ring. Together, they'd make an awesome team. They'd be broken up for sure.
Yeah.
On WWE, for sure.
Francis Loop with a $10 super chat. It's ironic how Gallows and Anderson were released by WWE last year. Now they are the biggest, or in the biggest story in wrestling. AJ Styles is lost in a sea of nothing, about to crash into an island.
I don't think so. AJ does what AJ wants to. AJ is untouchable.
AJ is perfectly content with the money he's making, bro.
Yeah.
He works one day a week, and he makes a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Tribal Chief, Canadian $2. Zelina with Miro would be nice. What exactly are you the Tribal Chief of, bro?
No, I wouldn't put.
Come on. So what type of ideas are these, man? Why does Miro need a fucking mouthpiece?
No, the only reason it worked with him and Lana is because there's natural chemistry because they're actually married.
Yeah.
Miro does not need a mouthpiece. He needs his wife, is what he needs, but he does not need any just random mouthpiece.
Yeah.
No.
Mr. TKO, $10 super chat. Hey, JD, I meant to ask this during the Raw review, but I missed the live stream. Is there any chance you'd bring back the "let me fucking go puke in the corner" phrase? I always found that to be hilarious. Well, bro, when something is egregious on WWE TV, I may bring it back. Right now, I'm in this let's shit on Edge mentality. We're going to see what happens with WrestleMania. That Elimination Chamber bullshit on Raw was fucking awful. It wasn't enough to make me puke, though.
Yeah.
It was not enough to make me puke, though. Maybe Nia Jackson, her whole, but we'll see. Mr. Cake with a 5, a 2, and a 2. He says, we need cowboy shit Hangman back. Current Hangman would be destroyed in an AEW match, title match. That's how far he's fallen. Babyface Archer should be booked like NXT Black. I got Serena if Baker wins. Sal Rex should do a layout. Babyface Archer booked like Aleister Black in NXT. I could dig it.
I could see that, yeah.
Clothesline from the Bronx. Yeah, what are you going to say about it?
Hooligram says that Miro sucks on the mic. I don't agree.
I think Miro's good.
I completely disagree. He sucks. Look, I'm sure it feels like he sucks on the mic right now because his gimmick is lame and it's going nowhere. You get in the microphone trying to portray that gimmick, it sounds stupid. It's the gimmick is terrible.
Yeah.
Everything about it. You go out there and try to cut a promo behind this gimmick, yeah, it's gonna sound pretty bad. But when Miro had Rusev at its prime and he had a mic, he's golden. He's fucking golden. The guy's charismatic as hell.
Clothesline from the Bronx, $5 super chat. Do you think Archer getting jumped without backup? We get to see other members of Suzuki Gun showing up on Dynamite. Taka, Sabre Jr., Davey, and Minoru. Possibly. The door is wide open, bro. You could see anything. You could see anything happen here. Mr. Cake, $2. AEW sure has developed a thing for kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kidnapping's always been a part of wrestling, you know.
It's fun. Jericho, 8131, $5 super chat. New drinking game. Down the entire drink plus a shot whenever Jesse says something negative about Sting. The entire chat will be fucked up, bro.
Once a show.
Listen, new drinking game. Every time Jesse says something negative about Lee Johnson, we drink.
Let me see if I'm blocked by this guy yet.
Alfred Jones, $1.99. Archer looks strong as fuck, even though he got pinned. Yes, he did. Mike W, $5 super chat. Why doesn't Kenny sport his AAA title? I think he's playing belt collector. Fuck AAA, I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's no AAA deal.
Yeah, there's no AAA deal. There you go. Edgar Estrada. What's up, buddy? $50 bomb. This fucking beast. Always. Edgar always comes through, bro. He's like Roman. He's always coming through. What's up, my bro JD? What the hell is wrong with Thunder Goon over there? Can't work his camera, capping on Lee Johnson, trashing Britt Baker. Undisputed Era should pay you a visit. Thanks for the laughs. No to sleep. Love y'all. Have a great night. Says Edgar Estrada.
It wasn't my camera, didn't crap on Johnson, and I told the truth about Britt Baker. Don't know what else to tell you, Edgar. Sorry, brother.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Edgar.
No to sleep is fitting, man. That guy missed 2 fucking GTSs in a row.
And we got Elite Takeover, a $2 super chat. Peter Avalon could be the Titus catering of AEW. I don't know, man. Nobody's going to outshine Titus in the catering business, bro. It's a futile attempt. Don't even bother.
Dude, either this guy is not on Twitter or he already blocked me.
Bro, Lee Johnson did not block you on Twitter. Let me see. He may have been in my fucking DMs listening to the show.
What is this fucking Twitter handle? I can't find him. I think he blocked me already.
He didn't block you. Let me check.
You fucking assholes got me blocked by him already. I'm be pissed. What is this handle? I can't find this handle.
Maybe he deleted Twitter. I wouldn't blame him.
And you find I can't find this handle, bro.
Wait a minute. Maybe he deleted Twitter.
Well, at least you didn't find this one. That's good.
At Big Shotty Lee. He's there.
That is it. Is it at Big Shot what?
At Big Shotty Lee.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Let's see.
Guys, while Jesse is checking if my boy Lee Johnson has blocked him on Twitter, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us tonight, man. Long show. There you go. Long show. Couple of technical difficulties in the beginning, but we made it work, and it ended up being a good show, man. Appreciate you guys. Richard Williams, $5 super chat. AJD, thanks. Just got my Dr. Squatch soap today. Thanks for the code. I hope you had a great birthday, you damn goon, last weekend. Thank you, Richard. Follow me on Twitter, guys, at JDfromNY206. Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Patreon, if you want to support, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. DeVar Davis with a $5 super chat. If you were a manager, who would you take under your wing? If so, face or heel?
Ooh,
I'd have to get back to you on that one.
Man, I don't know, man.
Tony Storm.
Oh, how green do we have to go?
There you go. That's my answer.
I mean, shit. I don't know. I'll take John Moxley. What the fuck? How green do we have to go? I mean,
Anyway, guys.
You know who I like? No, I'm gonna cut you in the end with this. You know who I like?
The solo's coming up, bro. Listen. What
Aaron Solo.
There you go.
You're right.
Mrs. Pamela.
Yeah,
Mr. Bailey. There you go.
I want to see more Mr. Bailey, man.
All right, guys. You know what time it is. Give me those guitar emojis in the chat. Apparently it's snowing outside, but I don't give a fuck. We're driving away. We're driving away, man. Grab your beverages. Give me those guitar emojis, and I'll see you back right here Friday nights for SmackDown and the post show on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.